ABK strikes again. 24/7, 365, and it always delivers. Family, certifies. If you see some Mayo on Mayo crime, then you need to go ahead and FBA your way the hell out of there. Because if you look, they mad right now. They upset right now. They having breakdowns right now. And that ain't got a damn thing to do with us because the chickens done came home to roost. Let's go to work. Free Huey.
Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.
Ain't it crazy when you so worried about somebody else, but you ain't taking care of your own stuff? Ain't it crazy when you so focused on Black Americans, but you ain't worrying about them Mayos and they got you in the scope, they got you in the sights? Man, it goes crazy when you too focused on foundational Black Americans. We just over here getting money and you need to worry about that ABK. We told them that it was coming. And don't be mad when it happens. And don't be mad that we in here putting in work. Certified salute. Family, a hell of a lot has went on since I last saw y'all. Seeing y'all on Tuesday, told the world that something was about to go down. Seeing you again today, and it done went down. And it done really went down. And these people are really upset and they mad. And why is that, family? Because when them chickens come home to roost, they gonna remember everything that you was talking about. Remember, y'all, these individuals always got a problem with Black Americans, but they need to focus on themselves. Certified salute to y'all. Yep, F around and found out. And they finding out, and they consistently finding out time and time again. And it ain't our fault that we know the way it's going to play. It ain't our fault that we always right. It ain't our fault that we certified. So let's get there. Y'all seen what happened with Charlie Kirk. And if you remember on Tuesday, late in the broadcast, family, I'm talking late in the broadcast, I was telling everybody, I said, something is about to happen. And I need all my Black American brothers and sisters, stay the hell out of politics. Stay out the way. Not just the election on the couch. I'm talking about all the rallies and the protests and the marches. And if you notice, that's exactly what we've been doing. You can add the Mayo Brigade all the way to the fray now because right now they going through it. So if you add everything up again, all of these other people are crashing out. Some of them are being taken out. And a lot of folks is smoking on them packs right now. Them supremacist packs is getting rolled up, lit up, smoked up. And it ain't got nothing to do with foundationals. Get your own home in order. I thought you said that you had Black fatigue because I'm seeing a hell of a lot of white fatigue. It sounds like white folks got white fatigue. Sound like Mayo got Mayo fatigue. Sound like Miracle Whip got Miracle Whip fatigue. And you know it's something when we call a live show out of nowhere, special broadcasting news, fam. This right now is exactly what's happening. You've seen what went on with Charlie Kirk. Then now you're saying they can't find the person who did it. They seem to always have a hard time finding people in their own community to do the crime. Let it be a Black person and boom, they talk about us all day. As a matter of fact, was it Charlie Kirk talking about Black Americans in the last breath that he took? I mean, damn, irony is something. Irony is something and ABK is something else. You sit here and you talk about my community. You focus on my community. And let's get it right. This is the same individual for those who don't know, because a lot of people don't know. He ain't no real activist, okay? Or so I say he wasn't no real activist. He was talking about Martin Luther King was a bad person. The Civil Rights Act was bad. Black folks got no parents in the household, so we commit so much crime. And yet the crime that was committed was against him from his own uncle. Your uncle and your cousins is who you should have been worrying about, not mine. So family, we always write about everything that we say. And it's getting hot right here in America. Y'all know now there's a civil war. The Civil War's coming. How long we been talking about it, y'all? How long we been saying it? Now you got liberal, conservative, Democrat, Republican. That ain't nothing but the Union and the Confederacy. Oh, the males is fighting. They out there saying, we will get revenge. The liberals is out there dancing. They out there celebrating. It ain't Black Americans. Don't be mad at me. And we going to consistently say, don't be mad at us. We focused over here. I'm not the one that was on the rooftop, My family wasn't on the rooftop. Your people was on the rooftop. Your people are celebrating. Your people are mocking you. Your people are your number one problem. It sounds like all that per capita nonsense done went out the window, don't it? See, when you focus on per capita, but you ain't worrying out the person capping at you, you end up just like old Charlie. And family, let's go to the streets because we in here. I need everybody to smash that like button, subscribe. This is an early broadcast, but we cooking all damn night long. The brothers and the sisters in the streets, they saying the same thing we saying. It ain't our problem. Never have. Have a good time with that Mayo Civil War. FBA is not included.
Hey, black people, before you start, yes, Charlie Kirk got pew-pew. This is not our fight. They literally us for less. Do not get on here talking about, and no, just because you don't agree with somebody politically means that. Stop it. Because I've already started seeing it. Stop. Let the folks deal with that shit. It was a crime. This is not our time to be black saviors to these devils. Fuck. I've seen it 20 times. You get on my mother.
I don't mean no harm, but I just gotta say what the I'm feeling right now. And what happened to Charlie Kirk was crime. That was crime. Just like y'all be screaming black on black crime, that was on crime. And what the fuck is y'all gonna do about it? Because every time something like this happens, it so happens to be a guy that does the shit. The most dangerous thing, the most dangerous person in this world is a man with a rifle. I'm just saying, you check the history. It ain't never us. We ain't never trying to say no political figures or no. We ain't out here doing it. So I'm just saying, is Donald Trump gonna call it what it is?
Well, apparently some people don't like the video.
Damn, somebody in the chat said clan down. Damn, man down, clan down. I like that. Let's go.
Made about Charlie Kirk getting boomed on a college campus. Because I said he's been spewing so much hatred about black people, talking about black on black crime, this, that, and the third. Saying how he hopes that if he gets on a plane and he sees a black pilot, he's like, dang, I hope he's not a black, you know what I mean? I hope they're qualified or whatever. All this. Always talking about black people. And he goes out to an old man. He said that the Second Amendment is necessary, and even if there are going to be a couple of deaths along the way. I'm not celebrating that he's dead. Or is he? I don't know. He's somewhere. Maybe. I'm not celebrating. I'm simply stating it's ironic. It's ironic.
I am neither Republican nor Democrat, so I listen to everyone. I give everyone a chance. However, Charlie Kirk, literally his last words today, his very last words, I just watched a video, was demonizing black people and talking about gang violence. His very last word was, and they account for the gang violence. Then all of a sudden, boom, boom. I see a lot of people finding humor in this. I think it's sad that our politics have come to this. I do find it ironic though. No gangs, no blacks, just boom, smoked by a man who probably had a legal gun.
Hey, black people.
Damn. Oh, no, they not going to spin this one. No. Family, one thing we ain't going to let these people do is try to spin the game on us, all right? That is W on W. You're going to have to hold this one. You're going to have to hold this L because all we've been hearing about for the last month is D.C., Chicago. We've been hearing about the National Guard. We've been talking about the feds. Every time the dominant society tries to spin the block and then place criminality on black folks, that's always a deflection. See, let me tell y'all, and we going in right now, y'all. Smash that like button. The problem with the dominant society now is that they can no longer get away with being vile and hiding it behind a smug smile. That's what old Charlie was doing. You say the most vile things, full of hatred, and then you put that smug smile in front of it. And people used to say, okay, you can't smile your way out of this one no more. No, you can't. You can't put it off on religion no more. You can't talk about black on black crime no more. Black on black crime, black criminality, what's wrong with black people, and that supremacist smile was a #1 shield to hide how vile their culture is. And you've been worrying about my culture. Fam, I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to keep it all the way real. This may be the most ironic situation in American history. I mean, it's not only that they run in that same game that they've been running on black Americans about black on black crime left and right. Beyond that, because they do that all the time. It's the very fact that they was trying to uptick all of that. And they was trying to dump that on black Americans like right now. And then this happened. And we were telling everybody the political climate is getting crazy in the United States of America. They didn't want to listen. Y'all should have been listening to Effie. I'm going to tell you right now. If you listen to foundational black Americans, you might do good by yourself. You might come up off some, you might go somewhere. Nobody want to listen to FBA, and we only write all the time. And when I say we write all the time, I mean write all the damn time. Think about it, y'all. We predicted that this was going to happen just a few days ago. All of us right here in the chat, we said it. And now everybody's sitting back looking, and boy, they mad at Black Alpha. Boy, I done made a whole lot of new ops. Good. And I don't give a damn. Why are you mad at me? Because I'm calling everything out. Prophetic. Y'all look at this right here. Y'all remember this just from a few days ago? Tell me if you feel me. Black Americans, my certified brothers and sisters, stay away from the political climate right now in America, because somebody is going to get done real bad, okay? The dominant society right now are doing what they did during the Civil War. They get so hot and inflamed, fam, and the rhetoric is turning insane. I want all my brothers and sisters, my foundationals, my certifieds, stay the hell away from the political atmosphere. The political gangbanging right now is on a whole nother level. These people are going left and right like it's a matter of life and you know what. We're going to sit it out. We're going to stay over here. We're going to stay focused. Don't be around none of these anarchists at these rallies and these protests. Don't be around none of these masked folks that be showing up. Don't get all involved with the illegals. Don't get involved with none of that. You see them over there, you go this way. You see these folks fighting, you walk in your own space. I don't want none of my certifieds to be involved with none of these people, because I'm telling y'all, something's going to happen. Remember, when you keep calling somebody a certain name, people are going to start to treat you like that name. And eventually somebody out there is going to want to go act on it. Hell, somebody tried to act on it last summer 3 times. The rhetoric right now is so inflamed, FBA gonna sit it all out. Don't just sit out the election. You sit out all of the transgressions. You sit out all of the feuding, all the fighting. They get a little too fussy for me. And look at these people. Look at these lefties are out there fighting these people in the right. They getting insane. Y'all, they already crazy anyway. What are the laws that you're subjected to? You notice that they got their own set of rules. And now it's getting crazy. Dr. Randy Short, he had made a good point. He was like, yo, it's going to be some Kent State type stuff if these people don't get it together. And allegedly, and hope none of that happens, but whatever, if it does, don't or could, we ain't going to be around none of that, y'all. That is their problem on their time that they going to have to deal with. Family, I'm always talking about how amazing our generation is and our culture is. I'm always talking about how great we are, right? That right there was literally 2 days ago. I'm not going to sit here and tell everybody how great we are and how fast we move if I'm not living example of that. Because if I can't be participating in that, then we ain't got nothing. I'm not going to just sit here and say it to say it. That was us 2 days ago. And I advise everybody, when you watch this broadcast, okay, whether you're watching this broadcast this week, you're going way back in time. Say if you're watching this broadcast 5 years from now, make sure you watch the previous broadcast where that occurred and look at the chat. Look at the chat. Damn me. Damn what I said. Look at the chat and watch what every brother and sister said. Don't tell me on this channel we don't make history, because we damn sure do. We damn sure make history. And one of the things that we've been doing and proving, fam, is that when FBA calls it out, it happens. It's one thing to say something and it happens 3 years later. It's one thing to say something that happens 2 years later. It's another issue when you say something and it happens 2 days later. Stay out of it. Something's going to happen. And it sounds like it's going to be a Kent State situation. Y'all remember Kent State in Ohio? By the way, my grandfather that I showed y'all on this broadcast 3 weeks ago, my grandfather was at Kent State when it happened. He was at Kent State across the street and called my grandmother on the phone. So family, I understand this. So Kent State was a Mayo on Mayo crime, and Utah Valley University was Mayo on Mayo crime. And they both happen at a higher place of learning. So when you talk about FBA and you talk about our crime statistics are done by less than 1% of our community, and they're in the lowest and proudest place put there based on supremacy. Y'all rates stay the same, and the higher you go up, it continues. Y'all mailman, your clerk, your employed, your unemployed, your doctors, your lawyers, your presidents, and even your want-to-be activists all participate in criminal activity because you're a part of a criminal syndicate called supremacy. You don't want no smoke because apparently when we call things, they happen 2 days later. Easy work. Y'all look at this. And a lot of those activists that have been running around talking crazy things about the black community, now you're starting to see Miracle Whip tears. Yes, and they crying and they upset. No tears for Breonna Taylor. No tears for Trayvon Martin, Jordan Davis, Mike Brown. No. What about blacks on black crime? But when it flips, now you crying. And I ain't, because I don't care. Watch this, family. Megyn Kelly, what up? Because I know you follow me. Y'all see Megyn Kelly and Glenn Beck, two people who have had horrible things to say about the black community. Now they crying. Sounds like a lot of your dirty laundry came knocking on your door.
They're reporting that Charlie has died. That he's dead. At the age of 31. Which he would have to be if that video was real.
There's no way he'd survive that. The only good thing is, it had to have happened quickly.
Right. They're reporting that Charlie has died. That he's dead. At the age of 31.
Let me ask y'all a question right now, and I'm accepting hell yes or hell no's right now. Have you ever, and I mean ever, seen not just these two people, but any two people from the W Society shed tears whenever a black American was unjustly bumped off? Whether that be by a person walking up the street, George Zimmerman, whether that be by a police officer, Darren Wilson. Have you ever seen anybody shedding any tears and showing this type of emotion and affection and caring whenever it happened to us? Sound like they only caring when it comes from a Karen. But they ain't got no problems when it comes to us. As a matter of fact, you doing that funny style smile. I see hell no's in the chat. Yeah. So you see what happens when you're so focused on the neighbor's household, but you ain't worried about your own household. You see the tears flow.
Which he would have to be if that video was real.
There's no way he'd survive that. The only good thing is, it had to have happened quickly.
Right. They're reporting that Charlie has died.
There you go, family. That's what happens, again, when you so worried about me. Why are you worried about us? Fam, think about this logic, y'all. They worried about the only lineage and heritage and culture that's ever held things down in this country, okay? Y'all worry so much about us, but you're not focused on what you need to be doing. You ain't focused on your own house. Everybody knows the crime statistics in their community. Everybody knows when you look at totality, they are the dominators, the culprits, the producer. Everyone knows that racism travels from them to everybody else. How you gonna be the dominator and want to be the victim? How you gonna be the culprit and want to be the victim? I ain't never seen somebody that wants to be the victim so damn bad, but you ain't got the victim card because nothing about you is the victim. Everything about you is the culprit. And I'm talking about when folks got digital cameras, when folks had camcorders, when folks was writing in crayon, when they was making paintings, pencil. Every form of human documentation shows that you have always been the main ones. So when that happens, bad things happen your way. And if you remember, fam, there's been a hell of a lot of funny style energy that's been popping out lately. A hell of a lot of energy. And it's misguided and undecided. Because now these people who've been running around here disrespecting black Americans left and right, oh man, they having crash outs, fam. You ain't seen the crash outs. Because let me tell you what part 2 to this is, fam. And it's already happening. I'm telling you right now, it's already going down. Family, what you're going to start to see now is the Mayo Civil War. Oh, it's on its way. The Mayo Civil War is coming. Oh man, family. Everything that we were just talking about the other day is about to come knocking. The Mayo Civil War is happening. These people are taking it like it's a matter of life. And you know what? Just like we stated 2 damn days ago, the Mayo crime is about to get real because the dominant society, contrary to belief, they don't like anybody, including themselves. They don't like themselves. Look at their crime statistics. They don't like themselves. The only thing they like is supremacy. Supremacy is the only thing that binds them together. But when nobody's around, then they start turning on each other. But family, I'm telling y'all right now, if you look out in the streets right now, oh, it's crazy. Oh, you thought the rhetoric was bad before. Man, I ain't seen these many W's go at each other since the Civil War. We talked about the Civil War the other day. If you look now, they're going at each other crazy. And it's going to get real. Fam, how in the hell is hotter now in autumn than it was in the summertime? Yeah, because when them chickens come home to roost, watch everybody, y'all. Watch them. Because the liberals, they're out right now. They're mocking Charlie Kirk. See, here's the thing about FBA. They say, FBA, do you have any empathy or sympathy? FBA says, we just don't give a damn. See, this is a position we take. We take a position of we don't care. Everybody wants to talk about what your position do you feel. I don't give a damn. How about that? Being indifferent is the best position you could ever have. Y'all the ones out there feuding and fighting and cussing. Y'all the ones out there mocking and making jokes. FBA, we going on about business, fam. I had a great day today. I had a very great day. I woke up this morning, had me some eggs and a hash brown, drank me some sweet tea, and was laughing at these folks because y'all laughing at each other. Yeah, the mirror now is in front of you, not us. So now you got to deal with it. But family, when I say these people are out there going crazy, y'all watch this. This right here is the political climate of America. And Billy Bob, Jethro, Chad, Brad, Ken, they all about to be scrapping. We got Charlie in the neck. We got Charlie in the neck. Who's up next? We got Charlie in the neck.
When the left wakes up tomorrow and realizes that somebody that agrees with them assassinated the equivalent of Martin Luther King Jr. and the movement that Charlie Kirk had created in this country, the political movement, a political assassination, they are not going to know what to do with themselves. They're celebrating right now. They are. All you have to do is look across this platform, look across X. They are celebrating right now.
Did this man just say that's the equivalent of Martin Luther King? You see what we be talking about, y'all? You see what I'm saying? And Charlie Kirk himself, he disrespected Martin Luther King. He just said this is the equivalent of Martin Luther King. They even want FBA involved in these situations. Proceed.
Wow.
We got Charlie in the neck. We got Charlie in the neck. Who's up next? We got Charlie in the neck.
This isn't that tipping point. I don't know what will be, because this isn't a left versus right issue. You know, there are two sides of the same coin. This is a good versus evil. That's what this is.
I hope when this is all over, you remember who fired first. You've tried to kill the president twice, and now you've assassinated a man for talking. You don't really want to do this, okay? 400 million plus firearms in this country, and they don't belong to the left, bro.
Who you talking to, Jethro? Y'all see how they talk about the left and the right like it's a game? That's why I tell everybody, there's no such thing as a black liberal or a black conservative. That need not apply to FBA. That ain't got a damn thing to do with us, y'all.
Yeah. If you think it's okay to someone because of their opinion, you get what's coming to you. You and yours.
We got Charlie in the neck. We got Charlie in the neck. Who's up next? We got Charlie in the neck.
All I can say is this is what the I've been waiting on. This is what the people been waiting on too. How the like that? Don't worry about it. We tried to give you so many chances. So many fucking chances. And you just keep them up. Y'all just don't give a right? So you know what? We got you. Don't worry about it.
Fight back! White man, fight back! White man, fight back! White man, fight back! White man, fight back! Man, fight back! Back! Man, fight back! White man, fight!
White man fight back, but wasn't it a white guy that sniped Charlie? You see what I'm saying, fam? They on some racial stuff even when we ain't talking racial stuff. They sit there saying white man fight back when it was a white guy who did that. It makes no sense. Where's the logic at in any of this, fam? There ain't no logic. So you see absolute just emotional, breakdown, upset, terrible. Well, guess what, fam? Everybody's starting to realize right now that we, as certified foundational Black Americans, we over there. So when we are over there and out of their way, now they got to deal with each other. And you can see right now, man, they can't deal with each other. Hell no. Look how they dealing with each other right now. They out there talking about white man fight back when it's only white folks there. It's only white folks that you see out there, family. You don't see nobody around our side. And if you do, it's one of them tap dancers. And you know, tap dancers can't come around us at all. But we've been saying this for how long, y'all? How long we've been on game? How long we've been exposing all of this? For the longest amount of time. And if you don't know much about Charlie Kirk, let me say this first off, family. And I've been saying this for the longest amount of time. There ain't no such thing as a Black liberal or conservative. That doesn't exist. And I'm going to tell you why it doesn't exist. I'm going to tell you why. Who came up with liberal and conservative? Who came up with those two terminologies? It's funny that I'll meet Black folks that got so much of a hard time accepting our classification or FBA. I got Black folks saying, don't call yourself Black. Don't say you FBA. There's no Black people other than us. So much of a focus on what our classification is, but I don't see nobody getting rid of the term liberal and conservative. Where did that term come up from? Who came up with that? Is liberal conservative a dominant society creation? You damn right it's a dominant society creation. I've never, ever ran by those terms. Never no Democrat, never no Republican, never no liberal, never no conservative. Because you know what that really means, fam? Those are two gangs that are exclusive to white folks. That does not belong to us. Be careful when you say that. How you going to put all of your worldly views in a box of conservative? Your worldly views in a box of liberals. And then once you consider yourself one of them, you just got a part of one of them gangs. It's all gang warfare, fam. Liberal conservative ain't nothing different than Union and Confederacy. It is W on W crime. Going to Europe, they're doing the same thing. Ain't no liberal, no conservative. Quit worrying about what the classifications for Black Americans are. You need to start worrying about the classifications of liberal and conservative and why you call yourself one. I ain't never been on none of that. Never. Because those things do not apply to us. If Black Americans haven't created it, then I ain't with it. And like I said, who created that? Who got you calling yourself a conservative? You didn't even know what that was until the dominant society told you. Who got you calling yourself a liberal? You didn't even know what that was until the dominant society told you. They're the ones who came up with those terms. Why? They came up with them for themselves, not you. So now people are sitting there watching this conservative liberal war and this complete civil war that's going on. And if you watch and you observe, Charlie Kirk has been the person running around here for the longest amount of time spewing vile anti-Black hatred. Vile. Charlie Kirk had more hatred and more vile tendencies than the biggest criminal down the damn street locked up at the penitentiary. You go down to the penitentiary, you go to solitary confinement, and Charlie Kirk got more hatred inside of him than all of those folks together. Only difference is they went and did something and they did it. He applauded it. That's the only difference, family. That's it. The man literally was against everything that Black Americans ever talked about. Everything that Black Americans ever talked about. It don't matter. The man was against Breonna Taylor. He was against Trayvon Martin. Remember now, he said that George Floyd was a scumbag. He said Breonna Taylor was really guilty for her own being unalived. Martin Luther King was a bad person. He was against reparations. He was against the Civil Rights Act. Basically, if it was Black American, he didn't like it. And the old days of what they used to do don't work no more. All he did was say vile statements with vile views and then hide behind a smug smile that, quite frankly, ain't working and is exposed. That's all it is, family. That's what the dominant society's always done. They always say things with massive rhetoric. They always say things vile, and they think if they say something anti-Black and then point to Jesus, it's okay. No, it's not. You can't be anti-Black and then put a smile on your face. No, it's not. But guess what? You ain't gonna smile your way out of this one. You ain't gonna smug your way out of this one. You ain't gonna religion your way out of this one. Now you got to hold what you say. Because we sitting here watching and realizing all that gang violence and gun violence, nah, that wasn't your problem. You were your problem. Sometimes your mouth gets you in situations that you can't get out of. Right here, when you start to watch him, family, look at the things that he was saying and watch the rhetoric and see why foundational Black Americans don't give a damn about what happened.
Get the officer who murdered George Floyd pardoned, and I just want to know what your reasoning was about that.
Well, George Floyd didn't die because of the police officer. He died largely because of a drug overdose.
But he had his knee on his neck. And we all saw the video.
But the knee on the neck is actually an approved police technique that police departments taught Derek Chauvin to use. Do you know that George Floyd was saying, I couldn't breathe, well before that restraining technique? Should Black people get reparations?
I believe they should.
So I, white man, have to play for Black people. Why?
Wow, that's a really selfish thing you
No,
just said.
hold on. Why should I
That's
have,
a really non-empathetic thing to
wait,
say.
why should I have empathy for a race? I have white guilt because I breathe? Why should the white students here have to work harder to pay for black kids? What is that all about?
Not every black person has lineage connected to slaves,
That's
and
true.
every white person doesn't have lineage connected to slaves.
Yes, that's right. So since every black person doesn't have a lineage connected to slaves, why should we generalize and say reparations for black people?
Because there are people that are in a worse place.
So over 150 years, they didn't have any ability to make better decisions, to save money, and to invest. How about you take responsibility for your own actions instead of blaming the white man? People are only 13% of the population, yet they commit 55% of the murders. Why?
Because black people tend to be in lower economic statuses because of
Okay, no, this is fine. This is great.
Basically,
So you think that poverty equals crime?
I think that it's highly correlated, and there's a lot of
This
studies
is where we
on that.
disagree. What an insult to the working poor
So
of this
why
country.
do you think black people?
Who in the heck was this dude debating? Look at the people he's debating. He's debating other W's about black issues. This is what I'm talking about, fam. This was the individual that they've been trying to pump up. This ain't a matter of a difference of opinion. This is a matter of hatred. And let me tell you something. Opinions don't mean nothing because I'm more concerned with what made your opinion the way it is. Opinion is secondary. Primary is the emotions that created your opinion. You see what I'm talking about here? This is what I'm saying. Because the average person didn't even know who this guy was, if you want to keep it real. The average person didn't know who this guy was, what he was talking about, none of that. He noticed, fam, he went around to all of these different places, but they're never real black American crowds. He's there right there talking to this woman. He was talking about reparations with a W dude. And then he's talking about hate crimes with a W woman. He's talking about our community and we're not even present because he understands you get that real work if you're dealing with us, avoiding who you can really talk to, avoiding who you can really speak to, avoiding who would completely dismantle. This dude simped up, easy work. And you can tell that that's the type of time that he was on in the rhetoric he was pushing in a safe place. But apparently that place wasn't so safe.
Will commit more
Well,
crimes.
first of all, so how? Let me ask you a question as
No,
an
answer.
answer.
Go on.
What percentage of blacks have a father around when they're raised?
I'm not sure.
20%.
So that's why
80% of
you
blacks do not have a stable father around. That is the most predictable way to end up in prison, end up as a murderer or a criminal.
And
It's
why
not
do
a
you think that's
racism
a problem?
problem. It's not a white supremacy problem. It's a fact that black fathers impregnate women and they don't stay around with the women
And
that they have
why,
impregnated.
Charlie Kirk, do you think that happens more in the black community compared to others?
It's threefold. Number one, we subsidize single motherhood. Number two, it's culture. It's accepted in the black community. And
Oh,
it
so
shouldn't
it's
be.
culture. Okay.
Don't take my
I
word
see.
for it. Read Thomas Sowell's own book on how black culture allows single motherhood to continue into a nanny state type practice. 75% of black youth are raised out of father in the home. 75%. Is that a bigger problem or not a bigger problem than whiteness, white privilege, or white supremacy? People in the streets in South Africa. It's literally a mini white genocide. See a black pilot, you wonder, well, is that person there because they earned it or because they were placed there? What percentage of young blacks have both a mom and a dad raising them? Blacks in America. Black women married the government and divorced the men. Why?
Look at this, fam. You see this rhetoric right here? Oh, you ain't gonna turn around today and be like, why y'all don't care? Why black Americans ain't moved? Exactly that. Oh, you ain't gonna talk about us, speak down on us, talk around us, and think that you're gonna get some type of kudos and respect. Hell no, you ain't going to. It don't work that way. The days of people talking about foundational black Americans and folks turning around and showing some love is a wrap. Family, this situation right here is exactly what it was always going to be. The most ironic situation ever. When you go out talking like this and then to have your own take you out, man, that's a bad story. That's a bad story. You can't say nothing other than ABK. You can't equate this to anything other than ABK. If you ain't talking ABK right now, you ain't saying nothing. And this is what ends up happening.
Blacks have a broken family. Why is it that black America is one of the only populations, not Native American populations, that have not been able to overcome such evil horrors and injustice? Blacks commit more crimes than whites do. You talk about race.
Talking about, but it's blackity, blackity, black. Every single thing that this man ever said was black folks, black folks, black folks. So guess what? Black folks, black folks, black folks don't give a damn. Nope, not at all. We don't give a damn about none of that, fam. Be careful what you say. Be careful what you do. Be careful who you talk about. That's just the way the game goes, fam. That's the way it flows. And if you want to talk about karma, everybody talk about karma, right? Everybody talk about karma. Well, if karma comes to knocking, then karma comes to knocking at people who've been disrespecting folks out of their way, saying vile things. All that was nothing, fam, more than a vile hater. That's a vile hater who had nothing but spite and nothing but anger, and it fueled every single thing that he ever said. And apparently the hate that hate creates, because that's the same exact way that it always goes. See, when you talk about another community all the time, and y'all notice in those clips, he never said anything about his own community. Did he say anything about his own community? Did he say anything about the crime statistics? See, I'm not even going to sit there and talk about the crime statistics and all that in their community. That's a well-known thing. My question is, how come he didn't say nothing about him? How come he didn't talk about him? How come he never spoke about somebody else as much as he was speaking about the people down the block? See, that's the problem. You focused over there. You need to be focused in the mirror. See, the mirror ain't really what you want. So the days of these phony fraud race debaters and talkers is a wrap. And this done shut down everything. Everything has been shut down based on you've been running your mouth about blacks. Now everybody's looking at y'all's community. See, y'all community is in a real turmoil. We in industries. I said it the other day. I say it all the time, fam. Who's in there dancing around? Who out there making songs about somebody getting knocked off? That ain't FBA. We not saying none of that. Foundational Black Americans, we're not talking none of that talk. Foundational Black Americans, man, we over here minding our own business, not caring. And that's the thing that bothers them. See, let me tell you something, family. Black Americans not caring, that really pisses people off. Oh, man, because you got to remember, they've used emotion against Black Americans for so long that when they can't use emotion against Black Americans, it really bothers them. Oh, it bothers them a lot because they really want to take Black Americans and get us so involved. The best thing that you could ever do, fam, is just to not give a damn. When you don't give a damn, everything is good. When you don't give a damn, everything works out just lovely. And the reason why things are working out just lovely is because we're not caring. You got to solve this on your own, Mr. Mayo. You got some problems on your end, Mr. Mayo, and they not FBAs. Okay, so you're going to have to hold that. But when you talk about this guy, remember, y'all, this was the same individual who was saying things like this right here. He had a whole special going in on Breonna Taylor. For what? Why? Family, if it was hate, it was him. If it was anger, it was him. If it was vile, it was him. Like I said right here, fam, this was nothing more than a vile criminal who had all types of spite and animosity towards Black folks, and that spite and all that hatred that he had towards us. You see what ended up happening in the long run. It didn't pay no dividends now, did it? No, it didn't. And guess what? You can't blame nobody but yourself. Nope. And you got to enjoy the ABK, family. You ain't got to care about the situation. But what you can enjoy is the fact that ABK delivers once again. See, here's the thing. When you start talking about the Breonna Taylors, the Trayvon Martins, you start talking about all the good brothers and sisters out there that went through something, it's very easy for an individual to just talk stuff down the block. Well, here's the kicker, fam, and I'm going to bring it all the way back home to you. Isn't it funny that he talked all that talk down the block, but the person who got him up out of here was down the block? You're worrying about up there. You should have been worrying about up there. That's just the way the game goes. Watch what you say and be decent. Life don't like ugly. You show no love, you get no love. And that's the FBA way. That's how it is. And if you notice, fam, as we look at the microscope of the United States of America, predicting things that we've already predicted, calling things out like we've called them out, examining things the way we do, because we always write, the receipts are there, fam. We called it all just a few days ago. Didn't we also tell everybody that the Tethers would be the ones crashing out? Notice, y'all, Black Americans are not crashing out. This is why delineation is good, fam. Every time someone says FBA is a hate group, FBA is a cult, FBA are mean and xenophobic, let me tell you why that's a good thing. Because whether they know it or not, they separate FBA off to the side. You're still talking about it separately though, right? Our problems aren't when they talk about us separately. Our problems are when they talk about us collectively. And when they say all those vile things about FBA, that's good. That's good because one, we know it ain't true. So we ain't got to go back and forth with you. We know it ain't true. But all you doing is helping my delineation. See, when you say FBA is a this and FBA is a that, you still talking about FBA separate though, right? Remember when they said you are Black and brown, you're a minority, you're a person of color? That was you are everyone. When they say FBA is a this and that, that means you're different. So now the line is drawn in the sand. And these fools, fam, they ain't even, these folks are too damn silly, fam, they ain't even realize it. All you doing is helping our delineation, talking about us in third person. Because now you know we're not Tethers, we're not liberals, we're not conservatives, we're a lineage. We're not an organization, we're not a group, we're a lineage. So when we tell you we're lineage and you tell us that we're lineage, perfect, and you're working out. And didn't we say the only people that would be crashing out would be the Tethers, fam? The Tethers was crashing the hell out. When I say the Tethers was crashing out, family, you knew it was coming, right? Did you know Tethers was going to crash out? Because remember, y'all, Tethers can't be away from mommy and zaddy. No. Did y'all see this right here? Family, Is that not indicative of the Tethers? Does that not surprise you, family? You see this right here? This woman went on a whole damn breakdown. Oh, no, Charlie. She's crying about Charlie Kirk the same way they was crying about the Queen of England, the same way they cry about the colonizers. But this is good because all you're doing is separating us from everybody else, and that's perfect because we are separated from everybody else. It's called independent lineage.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God, Charlie. Charlie, oh my God. Oh no, my God. Oh my God. Charlie doesn't deserve this. What is going on? What is going on? 31-year-old, beautiful wife, 2 children, nice God. This is evil. This is not acceptable. This is evil. Why? So we have become so divided in this country that people don't have political opinion. People have taken it upon themselves to kill anyone that speaks truth. Doesn't Charlie have the right to speak the truth, irrespective of the fact whether you agree on what he said or on what he believes? What kind of world is this? This is not America. This is not the kind of America we dream for our children.
What you mean, America and your children? Your children is still in the village on the other side of Africa. Stop playing. Stab, you see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying, fam? It's the usual suspects. You had the loudmouth, vile, supremacist simp taken out. You got the liberals and the conservatives, civil war. You got the Tethers crying, and you got FBA in the chat laughing. You knew this was going to go down this way. There ain't no surprise with this, brothers and sisters. We knew this. Would you be shocked, fam, if we told everybody a few days ago that Tethers would be crying like this?
Charlie's God. Confirmed by President Trump. Oh my God, this is unfair. This is evil. The media has done this. The leftists have done this. They have ridiculed this man for years, calling him and rebranding him what he's not. This is political violence. This is out of terrorism. This is not.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, family? But yo, let's keep it real. I'm going to go there, fam. I'm going to go there. Not only, fam, I want all of y'all to applaud yourself. I want all y'all to pop your collar certified salute to you. Because there's something that got missing in our prediction the other day. We predicted something was going to happen. We predicted that the political climate in America was too out of control. But a lot of people missed out on the fact that we called and predicted something else. There was something else that we predicted, family, and there was an attachment to the situation that happened with Charlie Kirk. There was a big, major attachment. We also predicted, fam, that if something were to happen politically, Tethers would be crying and Tethers would be upset. So, family, let's get this right. We had 2 predictions in 1. Damn right we did. Remember this right here? After we started talking about something bad's going to happen soon, do you remember when we said Tethers would be crying? Watch, fam. Remember, what I just showed you came about yesterday, Wednesday. What I'm about to show you was said on Tuesday. You can't get any more prophesizing than this. Family, how Black Alpha do a whole examination and how Black Alpha do a whole impersonation of that Tether, and I didn't even know who she was until yesterday. And if I ever see that, hey, that ain't got nothing to do with Black Alpha. I'm a black man. I got foundational Black American issues that concern me. I ain't got nothing to do with that. What your parents tell you to do when Mayo and Miracle Whip fighting? Not a certified Black American parent has ever told them, oh, if you see Miracle Whip and Mayo fighting, go get involved. What happens if you see Brad and Chad fighting? You go to the store and you see Billy Bob grab Sally by the hair and throw her across the parking lot. What our parents tell us? You let them fight and you stay the hell out of them folk business, right? Only person who's going to tell you to go get involved is a tether. It'll be a tether saying, if you see Chad and Sarah fighting, you go help one of them. You don't want her hurt. You don't want him hurt. Because if he's hurt, then you don't have massa. They want to be massa lovers. They'll go protect massa. They'll go jump on the massa and say, massa, I won't let no one hurt you. FBA don't do that. Anybody who gets involved between the dominant society battling each other is a damn tether. Because FBA, I said it, fam. That's Tuesday. She said it on Wednesday. Did we not call that something was going to happen politically? Did we not say that there was about to be a civil war between liberals and conservatives? And did we not say that the Tethers was going to jump in and provide protection and be crying? Fam, I did it to the T. I did it to the T. You can't make this up. We ain't got no crystal ball. We just certified. We ain't out here guessing. We out here definitive. We said it straight up. Fam, is that not what the lady just did? You don't want him hurt. Because if he's hurt, then you don't have massa. They want to be massa lovers. They'll go protect massa. They'll go jump on the massa and say, massa, I won't let no one hurt you. FBA don't do that. Anybody who gets involved between the dominant society battling each other is a damn tether. Because FBA, walk right by. I see you. We walk right on by. We stay the hell out the way. Yep. And that's what we're going to have to do. Because now, family, the rhetoric has gotten crazy. And if I ever see that, damn, man, I'm telling y'all, I'm just saying, though. I'm just saying, man, we did it. We call all the things that have been out there. Tethers out there crying. That's not the only tether, though. That's tether number one. There's another tether that was running their mouth. And this tether right here, y'all know who this tether is I'm about to show y'all. This tether was running around here, had all these terrible things to say about our good sister, Sha'Carri Richardson, much love and respect, beloved. Y'all remember this tether right here? Okay, because I'm telling y'all, nobody's more hurt right now than the Tethers. The Tethers don't like to see mommy and daddy fight. The Tethers do not want to see Brad and Chad. The Tethers don't want man on roof with weapon. The Tethers don't want to see old Charlie hurt because they see that as problems in their household. They see that as zaddy on zaddy crime. We see it as Mayo on Mayo crime. They see it as zaddy on zaddy crime. All right? Colonizer on colonizer crime. Did y'all see Emmanuel Ocho? Did y'all see Ocho? The same dude who was talking stuff about Sha'Carri Richardson over some weed, but yet he turned around and said he's heartbroken over Charlie. You hurt over Charlie? You down bad over Charlie? Let me guess. Charlie look like your colonizer, don't he?
Broken and devastated at the of Charlie Kirk for a couple reasons. Number one, I mourn for his wife. I mourn for his children. I mourn for his loved ones. I mourn for all of those that loved him. And as a human who has empathy, regardless of your political views or where you stand on the aisle, right now it's time to mourn with those that are mourning and weep with those that are weeping. And so that is what I'm literally and figuratively doing. When I look into so much of what people love and loved Charlie Kirk for, I'm like, okay, Emmanuel, your empathy is birthed from a belief that no person should before their time, and absolutely no person should as a result of violence, especially outside of war. But Charlie Kirk, he proudly stated that by the price we have to pay for our Second Amendment right. I've just been in turmoil all day and my heart is hurt. It's been heavy. It's been weeping for his family. It's been weeping for his loved ones. And I don't really know the words to share because the moment I want to share like another senseless.
Fam, what is he trying to get at? Is he trying to get at Charlie Kirk being some type of martyr? Fam, that's what he's trying to go to. Listen, and by the way, how many times did he keep talking about people love Charlie? Is it them or you? I think you love some Charlie. Because, man, the people who love Charlie, and the reason why they love him is because they love him. When you love somebody, you love them to the T. Your love, my love. Y'all see how he keeps trying to slide that in? He done said love and Charlie like 15 times, okay? You see what he's trying to do here? He's trying to make it look like he made the ultimate sacrifice. He made the ultimate sacrifice for the world. You see, he's not taking no position of anything that is about anti-blackness, anything about being wrong or being vile like Charlie was. He ain't doing that. He's talking about loving them, and he's low-key trying to make it look like Charlie is a martyr, just like his colonizer is.
Weeping for his family, it's been weeping for his loved ones, and I don't really know the words to share because the moment I want to share like another senseless because of a gun and because of violence, I'm reminded that some people believe, hey, it's worth it. And Charlie Kirk said, hey, it's worth it. This is, people will die by to protect our Second Amendment rights. Heartbroken and devastated.
Man, he didn't say it for that reason. That ain't why he said it. Y'all see what he just did there, right? Y'all see what he just did? He said, well, Charlie said that, that if you go out to protect the Second Amendment right, Charlie was saying that so Charlie can stay with his weapon, okay? Because y'all know they some weapon nuts. You dig? That's why he said it. Why is Ocho trying to make it look like he said it to better America or he said it to not have the agreements and not have the laws? Nah, bruh. Yeah. I see y'all, yeah. Straight up. Y'all ain't lying. I see exactly what he was trying to do there. Y'all see the way he was trying to spin that, right? Y'all see the way he was trying to run that? He was trying to make it look like, oh, man, Charlie did something great, but it didn't even make sense. He was contradicting himself. He was contradicting himself all the way, trying to make it look like Charlie did something great for humanity, but at the same time, it was something else. Hell nah. Say what it really is. You and Charlie, the last tether, y'all ain't nothing but people who are upset because y'all don't like when mommy and daddy fight. When mommy and daddy fight, fam, that makes the tethers really hurt on the inside. Tethers don't like seeing mommy and daddy fight. When mommy and daddy fight, fam, they get so upset, so and they feeling so down bad. And that's exactly what happened to them. So upset, so down bad, so crashed out. But fam, that ain't the only ones. No. We're going to go all the way down the list because let me tell you something, fam. I remember every single person who had those negative things to say about Black Americans. Let me tell you this, fam. You don't play with somebody else's oppression. You don't play with what people have had to deal with. You ain't the one who had to text your family members, make sure they made it home safe. See, this thing of difference of opinion, ain't no difference of opinion. No. We got a difference of life. You are somebody who thinks it's okay to bow down to massa. Charlie was somebody who ran around and thought it was cool to run his mouth. Now, you upset, Charlie gone, and FBA don't give half a damn. But there's a couple other people that have been out there running their mouth. And since they've been running their mouth, and since I'm Black Alpha, and since we called this whole damn thing 2 days ago, it's only right we continue to cook on 350. Yep. No, wait a minute. Ain't that the dude that's always talking about blacks be making things up? Ain't that the dude that's always talking about black folks needs to do better? Ain't that the dude that's always trying to throw black folks under the bus for a couple biscuits from massa? Why are you crying? Get up. Get up, be a man. No. Get up, be a man. Don't sit there and have tears when someone who talks down on black people gets taken out. But you ain't never had tears when black folks who didn't do nothing to anybody gets taken out. No, run them tears back, partner. It was all good just a week ago. Yep. No. Run it back. You see, family, here's the thing about it. Boy, he in there. Boy, the biscuit now. Who gonna make my biscuits? Who gonna make? I had to wait. Charlie would throw the extra butter on it, even when I didn't ask for the extra butter. I didn't even say, Master, give me some extra butter, and he put 2 extra swipes of butter on it. Where am I going to get my butter biscuits from now? That's that. Where am I going to get my butter biscuits tears? Ain't it? Ain't it? Ain't it though? Ain't it? That's what it is? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you thought that you was going to run around here and disrespect foundational Black Americans or just any Black American who was harmed based on all types of atrocities and being bumped off unjustly. See, fam, when you don't have tears for Black people who've been taken out unjustly, but yet you got all these tears for everyone else that were taken out in any means, then that's a hypocrite. And that's someone who's anti-Black. And that's somebody who's out there COONs and them ain't no friends. You dig? So now, family, all we doing right now is we calling out all the hypocrisy. You're not going to bigot your way out of this one. You're not going to smug smile your way out of this one. You're not going to deflect and project your way out of this one. Because all of the Black Americans and all the things that we deal with and we watch these people sit there and laugh in our face, not only give us any type of understanding, they actively worked against us. Remember, it wasn't just we don't know with Breonna Taylor. They said Breonna Taylor was a criminal. It wasn't a we don't know with Trayvon Martin. It was Trayvon Martin's the criminal. Mike Brown's the criminal. So let's make it clear, y'all. These individuals didn't just say they had no opinion on the matter. They actively, openly said that we were wrong. Well, if we were wrong, then you are sad and you ain't got no more butter biscuits. The butter biscuits is gone. You can't handle the butter biscuits. If you was a man about yourself, you'd know how to make your own butter biscuits. But apparently you don't. So apparently we won't have any tears or no sympathy for you. Family, again, if you don't show no love, you don't get no love. That's a simple thing. And you can take it back, run it back, tell them we said it, because that's the type of time we standing on, fam. ABK. Anti-Black karma is a hell of a thing. And it's real. And ever since we've been saying it, fam, it's almost becoming insane. We'll say it, we'll do a broadcast, something to happen. We'll say it, do a broadcast, something to happen. Fam, we used to say things and then it happened a month later. Now we're saying things and it's happened 2 days later. What's next? Are we going to say something and something happens later on in the day? And it has nothing to do with FBA. Remember, we are independent. We sit out the situation. Nothing's on us. We over here. We good. We good, fam. We over here chilling. I was doing my number one activist thing, posted up, you know what I'm saying? Talking to my brothers and sisters, having a great time. See, what they don't like, y'all, we are the only clean people in America. Let me say that one more time, fam. We're the only clean people in America. We're the only people who are civil. We're the only people actively working in the right, proper function. We're not getting in anybody's way. We're not lawbreakers. They don't like the fact that foundational Black Americans are winning and we're winning fair. They don't like the fact that foundational Black Americans are winning independently and independently fair. They don't like the fact that they're winning independently, fair, and precise. That's what they don't like, y'all. They can't dump criminality on us. They can't do that. They can't dump any lies on us. They can't do that. If you look at the dominant society, they're having literally right now a civil war in the streets, literally. If you look at all the, Chicanos, they out there having deportations in the streets. It's either going to be an illegal or it's going to be somebody being sent home. But either way, these people are not doing anything that is anywhere near where foundational Black Americans are. So it's good to be FBA, fam. They don't like the fact we don't care. They don't like the fact that we're not bothered. They don't like the fact that we out here standing on business. They don't like the fact that foundational Black Americans in this generation are just being our excellent selves. All of that sets these people off, and they just gonna have to be set off, fam. Enjoy the show because you're winning right now, and you're winning in fashion too. It's one thing to win, but we're not sitting there crying over no butter biscuits. No, we're not doing that right now. That's not us. We're not crying talking about who's going to make the biscuits for me. No, we that's not us. No, that's them. That's them over there. We're not over there breaking down, having all types of fits and turmoils. Family, if you want to see what I'm talking about, I'll show you what I'm talking about. I ain't going to say nothing. I can't put receipts on the table, fam. Is this foundational Black Americans? Okay, who got the real problems? Who really is per capita? Who's really the bad people? Is it us or is it this?
And I've never been so pissed in my whole life. And it's Charlie Kirk right here in Utah. I'm so freaking pissed right now. I just saw squirting out of his neck. I love that guy. He would have been our next president. I am so pissed right now. Why do they always violence? Gosh damn it. Use your freaking words as they're talking to you people. Who called Charlie Kirk? I'm driving in a Provo right now. I'm so pissed. Damn it.
Is it time now? Because I'm ready. Is anybody else ready? Because I am. Charlie Kirk, are you kidding me? Oh, I'm shaking. I'm so mad. A liberal leftist, Charlie Kirk, in the neck at his event today. Is it time? Because let's go. Let's go. I am so done.
Who's violent right now? Who's angry right now? Karen, you need to go get a therapist, Karen. Karen, you seem quite angry. Was your father not at home, Karen? Was Charlie really talking about you, Karen? Should Charlie have focused on the lack of fatherhood that you had? Was your mother really your father? Or was your father really your mother? You seem upset. You seem distressed right now. And we're blessed right now. Better than everyone else right now. I'm just saying, the chickens is coming home to roost. And people are not liking the way it is.
Done with the deranged people on the left trying their hardest to get rid of the people who are speaking the truth. That man has a family. He has young children. He has a wife who loves him. I don't give a what you disagree with him on. Violence is not the answer. He has dedicated his life to educating college students, and this is how he's repaid.
No, he didn't. He went around spewing vile supremacy and trying to cloak it in education. Yep, that's why if you looked at his crowds, it was always W's. He went around speaking vile hatred, vile criminality, associated and attached to a vile criminal syndicate called supremacy. And when you say violence ain't the answer, how come you only say that when the people that you like are harmed? Because if the people that you don't like are harmed, then you say it's okay. The flip-flopping is over. The smug smiles are over. All the twisting and turning is over. The spinning is over. Now all of the W society got to hold that L.
Saying a prayer right now for him and for his family. Please, please let him be okay.
It's breaking right now that Charlie Kirk's been shot at a university doing one of his segments by a crazy leftist lunatic. And the theme of this day is crazy leftist lunatics are at war with people like me and you. No different than the Ukrainian girl stabbed in the neck by that piece of on that train.
Whoa, 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 whoa. He said at war. Family telling you there's a civil war. Listen what he said. He's telling you there's a civil war. Damn. So you worried about my per capita and y'all got a civil war. I ain't got that.
Leftist lunatic. And the theme of this day is crazy leftist lunatics are at war with people. Crazy leftist lunatics are at war on you. These people are nuts and they don't give a about me or you.
This video is in regards to Charlie Kirk, and this video is for the liberals. It's war, we're coming for you.
There you go.
We're coming for you, and spare me your self-righteous lectures. I don't give a fuck. We're coming for you.
I don't want to hear one politician, Democrat politician, or liberal commentator on CNN or MSNBC or anywhere else say, oh, this should never be the answer. Political violence is not okay. You know, we're praying for him. No, you're not. You are the reason that this is happening. You guys are the ones that were hoping President Trump was a couple weekends ago. You guys are the party of let's babies in the womb. Let's people that we don't agree with, and then we'll somehow blame it on people or Republicans. You guys are the party of the black on black crime, each other in Chicago.
No, they ain't. No, they ain't. No. See, fam, you see what they're trying to do. Okay? I want y'all to see this, fam. You see exactly the way they're trying to spin it now. Now they're trying to spin it like, oh, the liberals are the party of the blacks. See, what always happens whenever the dominant society is in any type of turmoil, the first thing they do is go seek out black people. This is why I told everybody on Tuesday, stay ready, stay on one. Stay on one, fam, and stay really ready to go. Because the thing that the dominant society is doing now is they're going to have their civil war. But what always happens after their civil wars or during their civil wars, anytime there's a dispute amongst the dominant society, one of the first things they love to do, y'all, is to go start pointing towards black people. That's what they did. Think about Hurricane Katrina. All right. I want y'all to think about Hurricane Katrina. Immediately following Hurricane Katrina, what did the dominant society end up going to do? They started forming militias and started capping at black folks. What the hell I got to do with a hurricane? Family, if a W stubs their toe, first thing they're going to do is start to go look at black folks. See, this is why we denounce everybody. And this is why I say delineating, separating, and being independent is a great thing. And the reason why being independent is such a strong thing, family, is because independence allows us to disassociate ourselves with the liberals. Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen now. There's a civil war going on in America. And it's the liberals and the conservatives. It was always a civil war amongst them too, but now you got bodies on it. And you see what the liberals are saying. The liberals are out there dancing. You see what the conservatives are saying. Family, if these were two different countries saying what they're saying, everybody would say it's a war. What's different between what they're saying and the Ukraine-Russia war? As a matter of fact, Billy Bob 15 right there, he just said it's the Ukraine thing. This ain't nothing different than Ukraine and Russia. This ain't nothing different, family. They're having a civil war. So the next thing they're going to do, y'all, they're going to start trying to spin the block and say, well, the black folks. Same thing happened to Hurricane Katrina. A hurricane hits, and the first thing they do is start militias to go after black folks. If aliens came, first thing they're going to say is, oh, we ain't going to worry about the aliens. Let's go deal with black folks. Same way old Charlie wasn't worrying about his home when he should have been worrying about the guy on the roof. It's always misguided and undecided. And if you've seen today, what happened? How many of y'all seen it? The HBCUs were put on lockdown because there's been threats at the HBCUs. This is why I told everybody last week, stay the hell out of all of their conflicts. Do not call yourself no damn liberal. The days of the black liberal or black conservative or black Democrat and Republican are done. You can be that all the hell you want, because all that is you signing up to be somebody's puppet or mascot in their gangs. I'm going to be independent with my own lineage. I denounce gangs. I denounce groups and organizations. I denounce all of that. We're a lineage who minds our own lineage business. How many of y'all seen this today? You see what we talk about, y'all. Watch.
Breaking news about a string of threats at a number of historically black colleges and universities today. NBC's Kelly O'Donnell is following this for us. What can you tell us, Kelly?
Well, Chris, I think this is at this point in the abundance of caution phase, where universities that are a part of the HBU system, the historically black colleges, a number of them in Virginia, also in Alabama, saying that they have received threats and therefore taking action to lock down a campus or cancel classes or send out warnings to students and to the university community. Obviously, just one day after the Charlie Kirk assassination, in an environment where we've seen a lot of gun violence and a lot of acting out of dangerous threats where citizens can be inadvertently involved in a dangerous circumstance. This is the kind of thing where universities, as they assess a situation, make a determination for what is best for their community and to try to reduce the potential for any harm. By locking down or canceling classes, it clearly reduces the amount of foot traffic. It allows authorities to follow through on any leads. We have made outreach to different kinds of law enforcement, from the federal to the state level and local communities, as well as the Department of Education. And at this point, we don't have a sense of where this is coming from or how connected it may be. But the fact that these colleges are feeling they need to take action, and in light of the timing, given yesterday's events on a college campus in Utah, there is a sense of wanting to be prudent and to provide members of the community, students, faculty, neighbors of a campus with warning to help them make their best choices. So as we learn more, we will bring it to you. But at this point, there are no injuries. There's no acts of violence that we are aware of. This is in the category of threats and then taking prudent steps.
Freeze. Family, I got $1 million billion question for y'all. $1 million billion question. Two things, fam. First, do y'all believe, I'm asking right now, is that real? Is that really happening at your HBCUs? Are people really threatening the HBCUs right now? Or are they putting that out there as a flyer to be like low-key, hey, don't fight each other. Oh, how about them over there? How about them blacks? Well, what are y'all doing now? Because y'all know somebody going to say, well, the blacks. What about the blacks? Y'all worried about each other, the blacks. Can we get the blacks? I'm just saying, you got to look at everything from all sides. You got to look at everything from all sides. I easily think that right there. It could be a situation where the dominant society, they do have a track record all the time of saying, well, let's go focus on black folks through any turmoil. And then there could also be a situation where they're like, hey, go focus on black folks. It makes news from no other colleges, fam. No other colleges out there. No other colleges out there are under scrutiny. The black ones are. So the black ones, it happened in Utah, but all the black ones are the ones that are making news. Or is it happening and it's happening all across the country? Let me give you 3 examples. I see a bunch of different views, okay? Is it happening where the dominant society said, we're going to go get black folks, okay? And we're going to pick the colleges. Or is it happening and the news is like, okay, it's happening to all colleges, but we're only going to promote the black ones to kind of create the atmosphere, you know, because if you speak it, believe it, receive it, it can happen. Or 3, is it to the point where it's not happening and they're promoting it. They're promoting it, but it could have happened, or they're just elevating it above everything else. That's the $1 million question that we're looking at it. Because family, these are some very interesting times, and trust and believe these people will do anything from any aspect, come at you from any angle. And this is why, again, foundational Black Americans have separated. Yeah, HBCUs only and just randomly. You know, I wouldn't be shocked if it was happening. Like we said, the dominant society, they always target Black folks for no reason, right? Especially whenever there's inner turmoil. But I find it hard that only HBCUs. Fam, how many colleges are there in America that are not HBCUs? There's only so many HBCUs. How come it's only HBCUs very, very randomly, and it's not happening at any other college? He wasn't at an HBCU when this all went down. He wasn't at an HBCU. It sounds like a slick way of them trying to crowbar Blackness into it. There's a lot of moving pieces, but that's good. We watch these things from all aspects, and here's the way you should believe, fam. Believe all of them, because all of them are capable of happening. And another thing that's very, very interesting, watch these people who are going to start to come out now, and they're going to start talking about how Black people feel this way. Oh, I had to get somebody earlier. Fam, somebody tell me who this person is right here. Somebody said this woman that I'm about to show y'all was from Oakland, and then they came back and said, no, she's not from Oakland. Y'all help me out. I need the family. Please help me out. I need my brothers and my sisters in the building right now to help me out. Look at this. Look at this right here. Tell me these people are not slick. This is what happens, fam. Trust me. They want Black folks. What did I tell you? They're upset because Black people don't care. They want us to care. They want us to be emotional, so we get involved. All Mayo on Mayo conflicts, they start to try to recruit Black people. If they start talking about HBCUs, it's because they want our involvement, all right? If they start talking about how this affects the Black community, they want our involvement. They don't like the fact that we don't give a damn. They don't like the fact that we don't rock with old Charlie. They don't give a damn that we don't rock with none of them. So they're going to come up with all these means to try to drag us in. And the more they try, the more we reject and the more upset they get. Did y'all see this right here, family? Somebody, I don't know who this lady is. She says, hold on, no. Let me click this. Y'all got to see this. Look at this right here, family. Chardaza, or whatever her name, Charday, whatever. Charlie Kirk shocking deletion sparks war in Black America. Y'all see what I'm talking about? Y'all see what I'm talking about, right? Y'all see what I'm saying? You see it? Who is this woman? I'm getting real tethered by. Somebody told me she's Caribbean. First off, somebody was like, man, she's from Oakland, dog. And then somebody else was like, nah. And then she deleted the whole Oakland thing. Or, excuse me, whoever wrote that deleted it. Somebody came back and was like, no. I don't know who this woman is because I only know real activists, and she's not one. But this is what I'm talking about. There ain't no war. There ain't no war, fam. No. Ain't no war going on in the Black community over no Charlie Kirk. What you talking about? Black Americans ain't caring. I wrote back. I said, Charlie didn't spark a war inside Black America. I'm getting tethered and buck dancer vibes. Where is this woman's family from? Yep. Yeah, that seems very, this individual right here. No, that ain't spark family. That didn't spark a match in the Black community. And think about it, y'all. Look at all the liberals going on out there, and they feuding and fighting. She don't say nothing about that. Look at all the liberals out there going back and forth. You seen what I showed you. That's why I started off this broadcast with everything that they saying about each other so we can put it on the table. I'm putting all the receipts on the table about what they saying right then and there. So how come she can bypass all of that, y'all? But she's not talking about Mr. Mayo that I just showed you 100 times. I showed you Karen 100 times. I showed you Ken 100 times. They singing songs about Charlie. They talking about, you done ran out of time now. Now I'm going to get you. But you ain't talking about that. You talking about Black Americans in a war with us? Nah. I'm getting extreme buck dancer. She's Caribbean. Okay, see what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? You see why this Tuesday, we called that out, all that out. Because these individuals are not on our page, fam. They want to spark that with FBA. We ain't on that, fam. How can you say all of that, okay? How can you say all of that, but you miss out on all of this? Look at this right here. Let me tell you, this ain't, Black Americans don't care. Black Americans are doing the same thing we've been doing, fam. We told everybody we was going to delineate. We told everybody we was sending things out. We doing the same thing. We dancing, we chilling, we posting. We handling business. We having a great time. We talking to family. We moving the way we want to move. FBA don't care. How she miss all of this though, fam? Who's really at war? This is the liberals. I showed you all the conservatives. This is what the liberals are saying right now. Watch this.
A lot of people that are like, no matter what side of politics you're on, you should never celebrate something bad happening to someone. I, on the other hand, do cheer when bad things happen to bad people.
Charlie Kirk just got shot.
Well, breaking fucking news, folks. Seems so.
What? What? Look at this. Charlie Kirk got capped. Look, fam, this ain't us. Look how these people talking. Family, she said it straight up. She said she's cheering it. Black Americans ain't saying that. No.
Or like, no matter what side of politics you're on, you should never celebrate something bad happening to someone. I, on the other hand, do cheer when bad things happen to bad people.
Look at that right there, y'all. Y'all see this? I'm watching it. The whole world seeing it. They can't hide. No. No, yeah, they got the hillbillies out there. I'm telling y'all, they want our emotion, and our emotion to stay the same. Here's the kicker for the whole world. Black Americans' emotion just is staying the same. It ain't changing. You're not getting Black Americans to care. It's just what it is. You're just going to have to accept it at this point. You're not getting Black Americans on board. No. And speaking of people getting on board, fam, there's this guy. He follows me on Twitter. Wow, look at this guy right here. Okay? Watch this right here. Fam, listen to this guy and his rhetoric. Watch this guy right here. He starts talking about, we just can't let Charlie Kirk get hit up and let it go in vain. We got to turn all the way up. Watch this guy right here, family. This is what I'm saying.
Listen, folks, Charlie might be gone now, but make no mistake, he's in the hands of the Almighty. He's with his Creator, as we will be one day. But since we're left behind, and we know that 20 Christian children were shot, 2 killed, 1 in critical condition, Sophia, we also know that they targeted a known Christian icon, Charlie Kirk, shot him, killed him.
Listen to this, man. Listen to this man's rhetoric. Watch this, man. He about to start spazzing.
All the way up. You won't be able to stop me now because I'm going hard. I'm going hard for my Savior. I'm going hard for those that don't know who Jesus is. I'm coming hard. We're not as soft as you think we are.
Look at it. Look, this man follows me. I told y'all they be watching your boy. This man follows Black Alpha. Yes, the hell he does. Yeah, this dude this guy, he follows me. I'm like, who's this dude? I never seen this dude. Nah. Look at that. It says follow back. I ain't following you. I ain't following you. Heck no. No. And that was, yeah, hey, straight up. Yeah, that was a straight up pause moment. What? Hey, extended pause. That man staying on pause. He talking off. Hey, he know he mean it though, right? He mean it. He probably is coming that way when Zaddy show up. You feel me? But no. Nah, bruh. That ain't got nothing to do with FBA. All you and all your pause moments, okay, and all the stuff that you want to do with your Zaddy friends, you feel me? That ain't got nothing to do with FBA. We standing over here. That ain't got nothing to do with us. We on that real time, and it's only certified. So, yeah, they talking real reckless out in the streets. They talking real crazy, and we're avoiding all of that. So right now, they don't really know what to do or where to go with it. That's the thing, fam. You got to enjoy it, too. You got to enjoy the fact that these people right now, they're very, very nervous. So nervous, fam. There's a lot of those other people. What I tell everybody, I said they can't get their way out of this one, right? I said they can't get their way out of this one. Let me tell you what else they can't get their way out of, okay? They got a lot of these people who've been running around here, and these individuals who've been running around. There's this traveling circuit of shock, jock, simp speakers. They're not activists, okay? These people are not activists. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They all go around, they all talk nonsense, they all spew vile supremacy, and now a lot of them are canceling their shows. Yeah, a lot of those supremacists that y'all been seeing that been running their mouth about Black Americans, y'all do know they starting to cancel their shows now, right? All of them folks, they looking now like the block done got hot. They looking now and they like, whoa, wait a minute, we got some issues up in here. Did y'all see Ben Shapiro? Yep, Ben Shapiro, he done canceled all his shows. Yep, because now that civil war going on in the dominant society and Mayo and Miracle Whip scrapping, they don't know what's going on. He done canceled all his upcoming speaking engagements.
More breaking news related to the Kirk shooting. An appearance by Ben Shapiro at the Reagan Library tonight has been canceled. Shapiro, like Kirk, is a conservative media personality, including on radio here in Southern California. He was set to speak and hold a book signing this event at the library in Simi Valley. Again, it has been postponed in light of the Kirk shooting and will be rescheduled. And more breaking news related to the Kirk shooting. An appearance by Ben Shapiro at the Reagan Library tonight.
No. Why y'all canceling shows? I thought everything was only going towards the HBCUs anyway. I thought they told us that it was only the HBCUs that was under some type of surveillance. I mean, so everybody should be good, right? Y'all should all be fine. Okay. Here's the thing. The rhetoric that we were talking about and how crazy and inflammatory these people have been, now all of that is starting to knock on their front door. And the fact that it's knocking on their front door has really got these people up at arms. It's really got these people shook. They don't really understand the way that the game is. See, you can play games with people, but your own community ain't playing games with you. See, fam, this is W fatigue right now. That's really what it is. All right. Can we go ahead and say it, fam? Remember they was running around here talking about all this fatigue for us? Fam, this is why I said this right now is them holding an L. This right now is the most ironic situation. It's very ironic. You was talking about black folks for the last month. Black folks, black folks, black folks. 2 months prior to that, black fatigue, black fatigue, black fatigue. Now, all of your issues in your communities on the forefront. Y'all are so fractured, so broken right now. It's crazy. And this is why everybody's looking at y'all saying, damn, it ain't too good now, is it? Damn, you done put yourself in that position now, didn't you? Damn, y'all canceling shows. The speakers ain't showing up. Everybody in the dominant society is up in arms right now. They can say they ain't. You can get mad at black folks all you want to. But at the end of the day, black folks ain't your problem. Your problem right now is the fact that a lot of y'all don't even want to come outside. Y'all out there mocking each other, making jokes about each other. Y'all cursing each other out. You hear the language, you hear the rhetoric. They saying it's going to go down. They're saying it's going to be real. If all of that is going to happen, then it looks like all of y'all are in a bad position. All of y'all in a bad position. And if you're looking across the United States of America, got to bring it back to FBA because, again, fam, we the center of attention. None of this applies to us. None of this has anything to do with what we doing. Everything we doing is extra good. Everything we doing is extra strong. These people out here sweating right now. These people are out here sweating. They don't know what's up. They don't know what's happening. And by the way, they're also still running around here talking about they can't find the person who did it. They don't know. It seems like the same playbook because what did we say, fam? Remember, this time a year ago, it was the situation with Donald Trump, wasn't it? And then that didn't go down. And right now, look, there's another situation, a whole nother situation. Fam, this ain't the first time. This is the second time. Really, there was about 3 or 4 different instances with Trump. So look now at what's going on in their community, y'all. Look now what they're doing. You're talking about a whole damn year of these individuals crashing out. You're talking about a whole damn year of these people being upset. And let me tell you who you're seeing the most distraught. You're seeing all of those speakers that have been going around, and now they got to pay the piper. Now everything's going back. Everything's starting to deal with it. Okay. And you got a lot of these people that have been running around here saying that they are conservatives and liberals, and watch them. Absolutely. The ancestors don't even work in mysterious ways. I don't think it's mysterious no more. The ancestors work in very clear ways. Very. Look at this. Some of them conservatives, them black conservatives, all them Tatum folks, y'all looking a little scared too. Because let me tell you something. When mommy and zaddy gets to popping at each other, you really don't like your situation. Watch this.
Off the phone. Back in the beginning of this year, I filed 2 police reports because I was getting threatened by some people that didn't like my opinions and what I stood for. So the reason that I'm going so hard when it comes to this situation is, as my friend said, it could have been me. She said it could have been her too. It could have been me. This is not a joke.
Boy, she nervous. Look at her. Boy, her eyes ain't even looking at the camera. She think the person is going to be behind the camera. Everybody's spooked right now. Black Americans, are y'all spooked or y'all going on about business? Is y'all scared or y'all going about business? Yeah, I already know what it is. Y'all going on about business. Look how afraid and timid these people are. You notice you don't see the same energy they have when they're slandering us? Y'all notice they don't have the same energy that they typically have when they throwing us under the bus? I know that y'all know this is what it is. We doing real good. The only people in America right now who ain't looking around the corner, jumping around, peeking are FBAs.
This is not a joke. Where is y'all humanity at? Just because somebody has a different opinion doesn't mean they deserve to die. It could have been me. It could have happened to me. This is not a joke. Get a grip.
For those of you leftists and you Democrats who rejoice in the assassination of Charlie Kirk and that he's dead, all I can say is thank you. Thank you because you gave us a real meaning of what around and find out really means. because you created.
Does this man really think that his political affiliation is going to give him a pass to harm a W? Please. What about her?
If you guys could see the stuff on X right now, at this point, the Democratic Party should be viewed as a terrorist organization. The stuff that we're seeing in this country is not normal. It is an awful video. There's no way he survived that. There's no way he survived that.
Ooh, she's scared. She's scared. Boy, she shook, ain't she? Y'all notice that the way they're talking right now about situations in their own community or their I want to be a part of community are very vivid, very like, oh my God, what's going on? They're seeing flashbacks, okay? That's their problem. But they don't have that same energy whenever they're talking about us. And that's the only thing that we calling out, fam. The only thing we calling out is that you ain't got that same energy when you're talking about your own people, okay? How come that is only there when you're talking about my people? How come you only got that to say whenever you're trying to disparage foundational Black Americans? See, that's the difference between them and us. That's another reason why it's so different. And a lot of these political people are out there, and a lot of those political people are afraid because, like I said, if Mommy and Zaddy gets to going at it, damn, this is why we don't associate, fam. Not associating with all of this buffoonery, this clown-ish going on out here has served us wonders. Served us so damn good, family. You can't break it, you can't shake it, but you got to make it. That's what it is. And these people know for a fact now that the rhetoric that they've been on is going back to them because the chickens come home to roost. And the chickens always come home to roost, fam. Malcolm was telling us this way back in the day. So if Malcolm was saying this way back in the day, and these folks are dealing with it right now as we speak, it shows you that your priorities have been off. Shows you that your priorities have been backwards. Shows you that while you were focused on Black Americans, again, you should have been worrying about your own. They look at liberal conservatives, family, as gangs. These are gangs to them, okay? These are straight up gangs, and these gangs, they love with everything they love. The same way that they be loving Massa with everything they love. Oh, by the way, there's another individual too. Let me bring up this other individual, okay? Y'all remember that Hispanic lady that was running around here and she was talking about Black folks don't deserve reparations and she was running for some office? How many of y'all remember her? Because guess what? She's scared too. FBA ain't scared. FBA is exactly what we were yesterday and last year, stronger than ever. FBA out here smooth. FBA out here clean. We doing damn good. GOOD good. And they don't like our calm demeanor. And they're so afraid and they're so broken. Y'all remember this Valentina Gomez? Was that her name? This lady right here. How many of y'all remember her? Let's go there. Y'all remember this individual that was talking real reckless, saying Black Americans don't deserve reparations. Black Americans shouldn't get this, shouldn't get that. Damn. Well, the whole Charlie Kirk situation got her a little afraid too. Look at this, y'all. I am officially seeking protection. My father was almost taken out. My dogs were almost taken out. And multiple situations and calls for me have been made. She's tagging everybody. These are a few of the many that are calling for. Damn, wait a minute now. Whoa. I didn't even see this. She tagged Rubio and a bunch of other people. She says these are a few of the many that are calling for her attempt to be taken down and the attempt of someone else. Damn. Wait, did she say Marco Rubio? Wait a minute now. Y'all got some type of Hispanic on Hispanic crime? Let me see if this is the same Rubio that we be knowing about, okay? I'm going to make sure this ain't Estrada Rubio. No, it's Marco Rubio. She says that Marco Rubio wants to take her out. Damn, fam, they turning on each other. Y'all. It's happening. It's going down. It's going all the way down, fam. Let me tell y'all something. And I'm going to make this crystal clear for the world, okay? Right now, our political climate, which we predicted, has turned into all-out mafia stuff. See, politics has always been, I'm going to tell you why they did it to themselves. Politics has always been mafia. Yeah, she upset. She's scared. All of the black conservatives are scared. The black liberals are scared. Tatum is crying over butter biscuits. They all shook up, fam. This is why it's better to be over here with us. What side do you want to be on? You want to be on the people who are luxurious, that are smooth, that are savvy, or do you want to be on the side of people who got their tears falling on biscuits? If you got your tears falling on your biscuits, then you made the wrong political decision. And FBA, we good. Absolutely. This is not our fight. That is becoming one of the slogans for us. Not our fight. That's becoming one of the slogans for Delineation, fam. Not our fight. We told them it wasn't our fight with the ICE protests. We told them it wasn't our fight at all them anarchist protests that everybody was going to, them anti-Trumps. We told them it was not our fight with this Charlie Kirk situation. We told them the same time, I might as well call him Scarly. This is us, and they are falling out fast, and they cannot maneuver. But let me tell you the reason why it is where it is now. The reason why it's gotten to this point, y'all, is because it done turned into straight mafia talk. It's mafia, fam. They out here doing some straight mafia business in the streets. Everything that you see right now, y'all, this is completely different than the way politics used to be. And hey, that's on them, right? You made it this way. This is all on you. This is what ended up happening, fam. A lot of people are questioning this situation. A lot of people are saying, was this a hit? Is this something deeper than just politics? What do y'all feel? Because this was somebody that popped old boy from a distance, and they out there sniping, y'all.
They're arresting a guy by the name of George Sam. Yeah, I know the guy. I don't think he did it. I think they arrested the wrong guy. I think whoever did it was a good shooter, a sharpshooter. It was one shot right directly to the heart, and we need to find out who did this. I think there should be a research completely done that took place hours, maybe a day, before anything went on. Who could be there and pull that trigger and do it? And I don't think it was George Sam. He was poor, broke. Maybe he was on medication, a little bit Looney Moon, maybe a perfect person.
They were arresting people. This guy saying it was a good shot. What about this? What about this?
Track the movements of the shooter. Starting at 11:52 a.m., this subject arrived on campus, shortly away from campus. We have tracked his movements onto the campus, through the stairwells, up to the roof, across the roof to a shooting location. After the shooting, we were able to track his movements as he moved to the other side of the building, jumped off of the building, and fled off of the campus and into a neighborhood. Our investigators have worked through those neighborhoods, contacting anybody they can with doorbell cameras, witnesses, and have thoroughly worked through those communities, trying to identify any leads. We do have good video footage of this individual. We are not going to release that at this time. We are working through some technologies and some ways to identify this individual. If we are unsuccessful, we will reach out to you as the media, and we will push that publicly to help us identify them.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. If we're unsuccessful finding the person, then we'll go to the public. But y'all be putting up posters of Assata Shakur, who's in Cuba. Why in an investigation, when you're looking for the person, would you wait? Why would you say, oh, if we can't solve it, then we'll come to you? I thought that you wanted to use every available option to find the individual. I thought that you wanted to use every available option to seek them out. Why don't you do both? Why don't you? Y'all notice they always do this? Remember that insurance thing that happened with that Luigi guy? Remember that? It was, we don't know yet. We can't find yet. It'd be 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks before they can ever find these individuals. Let it be a black person. Matter of fact, look at that situation in North Carolina. I think it was North Carolina with the Ukrainian woman. Fam, mugshot, found him on deck. But yet when it comes to this, it's we're going to go later to find out if it might have been him. And we traced the guy. We found him, but you can't trace his whereabouts. Nah, this is real funny style.
Off of the campus and into a neighborhood. Our investigators have worked through those neighborhoods, contacting anybody they can with doorbell cameras, witnesses, and have thoroughly worked through those communities, trying to identify any leads. We do have good video footage of this individual. We are not going to release that at this time.
Why wouldn't you release it if you got good footage? If you got good footage, put it out, because somebody would see him and be like, hey, I know him. I just saw him. Sound like you don't really want to get this all solved and situated, bruh. Sound like it. And then just today, family, they ended up releasing this picture right here. And when you see this picture right here, how you can't find this individual? How you can't find this individual, y'all? Come on, let's keep it real. Let's be real in the field, my family. You can't find this individual. So you know all these things, but you can't find this person right here. I got some serious questions about all of that. I don't believe none of that. I call cap on every single thing that you see, family. I'm calling extra cap. And when I say I'm calling cap, fam, I mean it. Because this is a clear, and I mean clear, flip-flop. So you can't find the individual, but yet you found the individual. You're not going to release any photos, but you released some of the photos. That's real funny style, and I quite frankly don't believe it. Let me tell you what I do believe, though, family. I'm going to tell you what I believe. I'm going to tell you how I go. What it really is, family, is right now, they're dragging their feet because they don't want all of the spotlight to be on the dominant society, okay? The dominant society, they always keep their investigations track. They do things to still protect themselves. That's what's happening. This is why they can't find nobody. You know that you know who exactly where this guy is. You know exactly how it is. You would just easily find them 1, 2, 3. But this is the state of politics in the United States of America. This is the political affairs. Let me tell everybody the way this went down. I'm going to tell y'all. When we were younger, politics was simply this. I'm a politician. You a politician. We ain't got to like each other, but we have an agreement. We have an agreement that you are to do what you do. I'm going to do what I do. So we both keep the money in-house. That's what politics were when we were younger. What ended up happening was Barack Obama came around. When Barack Obama showed up, then it turned into this you can do and say anything about a politician, you know, because he was a black person. That created an atmosphere where politics no longer is about them having that agreement anymore. Politics now isn't, well, I'm going to agree with this and you agree with that, but we'll both come up to the conclusion that we'll work together. That all went out the window when Barack Obama came out. And then following Barack Obama, you got Donald Trump. Donald Trump was only elected president is because he had a W and he was talking supremacist methods. And remember, W's were even saying that they wanted to bring back W's in the White House. Remember, make the White House white again. Remember that? This is how it all turned around. Full story. It all went back like that. So when Barack Obama was allowing people to disrespect him and talk crazy, didn't say nothing, and then Donald Trump came in and was talking real crazy, they both started saying, well, you know what? Now there's no rules in politics. Donald Trump came out, he started calling other politicians criminals. He started talking about locking people up. That's when the veil around politics started to just go down. It just started to go down and anything can happen now. So that's where the climate started popping off. And this is where these people started to be cannibals because we understand supremacy eats its young anyway. So this is the way they flip-flop. And then the game got real funny style. And the more that it became that way is the more you start to see these people have all of these breakdowns in public. Everybody's going after each other. And FBA, again, are just standing over here. Fam, all of the answers go back to foundational Black Americans ain't involved. All of the answers go back to foundational Black Americans don't care. This is what it is. We don't give a damn. They keep wanting us to care, to get involved, to speak up. No, we are speaking up. And just us speaking up is telling y'all, you better find somebody else. That's really what it is. That's what it is. And when we start talking, by the way, fam, about people being scared, because a lot of them are scared, remember, a lot of them are also just telling you they're scared. Telling you they're scared all day. Do y'all remember the last picture that Charlie Kirk took? Do y'all remember this? How about this right here? How many of y'all remember that? Remember when he was out there with the tether pet? Y'all remember that, right? He was out there trying to recruit him some new folks. He wanted to go out there and get him a tether of his own. Yes, he did, y'all. He wanted to go get him his own tether. Remember that nuclear guy? Y'all remember him? Remember that? Well, you can see clear as day that he was being propped up to be Charlie's little tether friend. That's exactly what it was being. And this is why we said that the Tethers are so upset and so afraid. I bet he right now crying and upset. But that's not the only one. Y'all remember this tether right here? He comes out and tells everybody he's afraid. He tells everybody he's scared. He says the climate of America is making him completely shook.
In broad daylight, in the neck, Charlie Kirk got shot. Oh my God. We are here. We are here. We're here. I can't even explain what I'm feeling right now. I'm genuinely scared.
See, there you go. I told you the Tethers are scared. Bam, I said it.
I'm genuinely scared. Genuinely scared of what's going to happen after this. I'm genuinely scared. We here. We here. You thought it was bad with what was going on with Irina Zaruska? You thought it was bad? It's about to get worse. It's about to get worse. Charlie freaking Kirk shot in public, in broad daylight in Utah, right in the neck. You know he's gone. You know he's gone. I'm scared. I am scared. I'm genuinely scared.
How many times this man said he was scared? We get the point, Mr. Fufu. I am scared. I am scared, so scared. I told y'all, whenever Massa is having some type of problem, they get scared too. I told you, they don't like none of that, family. It scares them to see Massa having some type of turmoil because the first thing they think of is, if this can happen to Massa, who gonna protect me? Tethers right now are so afraid, fam, because Tethers don't know where their protection lies. If you notice, y'all, Tethers in America, they're all trying to find a home with a different plantation. This Charlie Kirk situation is making all the Tethers pick sides. Tethers right now are scattering all across America because they want to know who is going to protect them.
You know he's gone. You know he's gone. I'm scared. I am scared. I'm genuinely scared. I don't even believe in God, but I pray to God. I pray to God that the shooter is not a person of color. I pray to God that the shooter is not a person of color. I pray to God, because if that's the case,
man, I'm telling y'all they scared. They telling you they scared. Everybody knows they scared. What does that tell you? What does that tell you, fam? That's exactly what we thought. That's exactly what we know. Okay, listen. Right now, the ramifications and all of the effects that are going on is you got a civil war going on right now in the dominant society. And as they say with a divorce always hurts the kids. And since Tethers are kids, now Tethers are all trying to see what plantation are they going to get salvaged? Where are they going to be safe at? Tethers don't like when mommy and daddy fight, I'm telling you, because it makes them very uncertain. You got some that are running to the Democrats, some are running to the Republicans. What they would rather have is there's no conflict, so they're good in their own space and time. But they're not getting that right now. Right now, what they're getting is, this is bad news. Bad news travels fast. And since bad news is traveling fast, you're going to see all of the Tethers of color, and they all going to be scared, and they all going to be sitting there talking about, what do I do next? Where do I go from here? And you're starting to see it. This situation, I'm going to be honest with you. You've seen all the W's fighting about liberal conservative, and then you've seen all of the Tethers. They were fighting about where they're going to go, where they're going to hide, where they're going to run to. You got a lot of people coming out from different communities, y'all, and they all are saying a different thing. This is what we was talking about. They understand that times are getting hard on that boulevard. They understand things is getting real in the field. They understand that the more things change, the more they stay the same. Look at this. I'm going to put this on the table for the world. Check this out. Remember the people that was hiding out there in that Hyundai plant? Now they out there saying they're going to change parties. Yep. Mr. Yao says he's got another party in mind.
They first tried to silence us with cancel culture. Then they resorted to weaponizing the courts and lawfare. Finally, with nothing left, they're resorting to To those who incite violence, is on your hands. But make no mistake, we won't be silenced, and we will keep getting louder. Rest in peace, Charlie.
As a registered Democrat, all I have to say is the Charlie Kirk just proves that we are the worst, man. My party is the worst. I got people celebrating, hoping that he dies. Are we for real right now? Where's the empathy? Where's the respect, man? It's disgusting. It's disgusting, truly. And the fact of the matter is this: he was a father. And whether or not I agree with his political opinions, all he truly wanted to do at the core was see this country be the best. And I can respect that. And to see people just be blatantly disgusting, man, we're the worst, man. We're horrible.
We first tried to silence.
Look at them over there trying to get them biscuits, y'all. They're trying to get them biscuit chow mains. That's exactly what they're doing. So you can see now even they are trying to flip-flop and they're trying to spin it and they're trying to pick a different area. You can see it, y'all. This is what's going on. So now when you're in this position where everybody's trying to get their little come-ups and their little come-uppits and everything, they spinning it off of that. But going back to what we've been saying, supremacy right now is going after each other. They're turning supremacists on supremacists, and it's always been that way. It's always been that way, but it's on that to a maximum because you got people scared, people afraid, and no longer can they dump crime on Black America. See, that's been the thing that they've been trying to run with for the longest amount of time, and we've been getting rid of that. No longer can they say things like Black Americans are the violent ones. Remember, Charlie Kirk was running around here saying this right here. Y'all know that little thing that they were trying to push about Black Americans and how they are really the victims of our assaults, even though there's nothing that supports that at all, and it's all cap. You see right here, clear as day, y'all, that these people have been telling and pushing these falsehoods on us, but not one of those falsehoods has really genuinely worked out in their favor. Remember when he said this right here? How about this one? See, we're not running with the difference of opinion. See, they don't like the fact that their old tactics no longer work and their new tactics just ain't getting no traction. So if your old tactics ain't getting no traction, your new ones ain't working, you ain't got nowhere to go, where do you run to now? Nowhere. You're out of luck, you're out of bounds, you're out of pocket. They can't no longer go around and speak about our community in the way that they've been speaking about our community, because we're going to start calling these individuals out for who they truly are. We're going to start pulling back the layers on all of the anti-W crime. Is it safe to say, family, that they practice just as much Mayo on Mayo crime as they practice anything? They're going to get the trophy on both of those. The trophy coming their way on both ends. You can't run from this. And that's where they are now. You spend so much time placing falsehoods on foundational Black Americans. You spend so much time trying to put these fake avenues on us, and now it's reflective back on you, which is something that you never expected. See, they never expected to be put in this situation where the world is looking at them and foundational Black Americans don't go for your weaponized tricks, because that's all they've ever done was weaponized tricks. Everything that they have ever told us, fam, has been a diversion to get us off the truth. And with this situation right here, this is the one you can't run from. Again, you're not going to wiggle your way out of this one. I'd be damned if you're going to come around here and start talking about some blacks on blacks when y'all got people on rooftops, when y'all got people on the run, when this has been happening all the time. Look at all the instances, all the situations that have been occurring. Have they been occurring more on their side with their community? Have they been occurring more with them on them? Have they been taking place in stores? Have they been taking place at universities? Have they been taking place at political campaign events? Yep, the hell they have. So that little notion of black on black, that's over with. And you can add that to the fray of what we have created in this generation. You can add that to the fray of what we've done in this era. This era, again, all we do is win, y'all. All we do is win. And when I say all we do is win, that's exactly what I mean. We know for a fact that this is a complete catastrophe on all fronts of the dominant society. All fronts of the dominant society. And we right here just a few days ago predicted every damn thing that was going to happen. We sat here and told everybody these people was going to run out. They was going to run dry. And this is why right now they're going to go in the car and cry. Speaking of people doing that, look at this right here, fam. Y'all remember this guy? Remember this dude? He was the main guy that was running around here during that Jubilee debate telling Black Americans we didn't deserve nothing. This is him right here, okay? Watch him now and add him to the list of people who are scared.
Person they could have took from us that is more important besides maybe Trump or somebody like that, but that's how important that man is and has been. just the way he died, doing what he loves, getting shot. For what? For what? What did he do? This is supposed to be America. This is not America. This is not the America I grew up in. It's not. The left has turned this into a scary place for people like me and others that just love our country, right? We're doing the best we can to love God, and Charlie was a man of God, man. The AmFest, he cannot be replaced, and they know this. That's why they came after him. That's why he picked Charlie. It's hard for me. I mean, I've never met him. That's how you know when you've impacted the world, when your death makes people who never met you break down like they're.
He said he never even met him. I never even met him, but I love him because he's white. That's why. Oh man, if I just had the chance to meet him one time, I promise you it'd be better. And he goes into full tap dancing.
Guilty of that the left feels like he deserves to die. You know what he was guilty of? You know what Charlie Kirk's crime was? Against humanity that TMZ is celebrating, and some politicians are secretly celebrating, and people are going viral all over TikTok for celebrating that they won't remove their accounts and on X celebrating. You know what is one thing that they hate him so bad for, that they killed the man over? They couldn't beat him in a debate. He would embarrass the left at every opportunity. He wouldn't embarrass them. He wouldn't embarrass them in a way that was demeaning to them. He gave everybody respect when they came to the podium. He respected their ideas. He let them share. And he was so much smarter than everybody else. A young white boy built a mega empire.
What does that got to do with anything? Family, didn't we say these people are obsessed with W's? If you just listen to him talk, there you go. He's sitting here talking about debating. He's sitting here talking about the situation, and he just had to throw in a white boy. I told y'all, they're going to admit their affection and obsession with the dominant society. They're going to admit it. You just let them talk. Let them talk, family, and that's exactly what they're going to say. He just had to throw that in there. What did this have to do with anything? That didn't have anything to do with the situation. And they'll tell us that we racialize reparations. We racialize hate crime bills. He just racialized, or should I say, W-ized him talking about Charlie, because that's what he really loves.
Came to the podium. He respected their ideas. He let them share. And he was so much smarter than everybody else. A young white boy built a mega empire, and that changed American politics, that literally shifted a generation to conservative. They hate him that they didn't have a Charlie Kirk. They were trying to make their own Charlie Kirk, and they couldn't do it. And so they killed ours.
This man said ours. You still think you invited and included? Man, please. That man said they took ours because he's a W boy. That man said he's a boy, a W boy. He had to throw that in there because that's what it really is. That's how they've really been feeling it, family. But again, going back to what we said, we predicted all of this. Everything that's going down right now in America is clearly their own creation. See, that's the thing about the dominant society, y'all. The dominant society are victims of their own creations. They're victims of their own creation. The Tethers are victims of their own creations. All right. The ops, they're all victims of their own creations. They created the environment. They created the atmosphere. They created everything. And now they all have to deal with it. They all have to live in it. They all have to accept it. That's exactly what it is. And we as foundationals, we're the ones who predicted this. We're the ones who called it out. And we've been forecasting the whole time. Everything that we forecast comes to light. Everything that we forecast comes to fruition. You can't stop right now this FBA movement. Okay. And we've been pointing out the dominant society because remember, Tethers do not go against the dominant society. Tethers love the dominant society. All of the Tethers of color love the dominant society. They are right now trying to find refuge so they can seek salvation with the dominant society. They're running to every plantation you can find. I've been sitting back and watching and observing the way everybody's been operating and functioning. And what do you see, fam? It's been tether. All the people of color, and every last one of them are doing what? They're not talking about any of this civil war, any of this rhetoric. They're trying to pick a side. Notice we're the only ones standing back and analyzing everybody. That's the thing about foundational Black Americans, y'all. We're analyzing everybody while everybody else is trying to be a part of one of those groups. Because remember, when mommy and daddy's fighting and having a divorce, they trying to see which side and which parent the kid's going to be adopted to. Because they think like that. They ain't nothing but the puppets and the little babies of supremacy. You dig? We ain't on that. We out here standing on our own. We out here independent as ever, strong as you know what, and it's moving very damn good. Damn good. And that's the ABK that we've been talking about. That anti-Black karma, fam, for everybody that's gotten out of line and gotten out of pocket. They done seen it, and they're witnessing it, and they're watching it, and they're all observing it. And the fact that we have not pivoted off our square, that's only making us stronger. Let me tell y'all, it's only going to get stronger. It's only going to go faster, fam. We went from a year went to 6 months, 6 months went to 6 weeks. Now we're moving quicker than that. Now we're getting to the point where everything that we do is just winning, and we just pulling it out every time, predicting things. We calling things out, and a few days later, it's being executed. You can't stop this. This right now is where the world is going. The world is going on our time. The world is moving how we move. Speaking of our time and how we move, y'all, something I seen disturbed me. It disturbed me. I'm just going to keep it real, y'all. I'm going to keep it real. Dr. Umar had a message that came out today. And I want y'all to see what Dr. Umar said. Y'all going to be like, hell no. But I'm going to show y'all any damn way. Look at this right here, okay? And I believe this is true. This is coming off of his Instagram. So y'all, check this out. It's about as verified as you can get. Look at this. Dr. Umar calls out people in his community for celebrating the passing of Charlie Kirk. While I did not agree with Mr. Kirk's rhetoric and consider him to be an anti-Black bigot, I will never rejoice at the loss of life of anyone who hasn't directly participated in the unaliving of a member of the Black African, there you go, African race. I am ashamed to see members of my community celebrating this situation. I will never ask you to mourn the loss of an enemy of our race, but to celebrate any unaliving is completely unacceptable. We know all too well that the greatest recipients of political, you know what, in this country have been our own people. Stop laughing at the misfortune of others and get prepared. Political, you know what, have returned to the United States of America, courtesy of the deep state. Family, that man done lost his mind. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not sure how much he feels this way. If that's his words, like I said, if that's double confirmed, then that's it. But I'm going to be real, fam. I see that as an opportunity to make a dig at Black Americans, because Black Americans ain't out there dancing in them streets, fam. Black Americans ain't out there dancing in them streets. We ain't rejoicing nothing. Again, Black Americans ain't been rejoicing. We've been not caring. Real big difference. And I don't know if that's some type of angle to where they could be like, oh, look, Black Americans are doing this. Look, Black Americans are doing that. I don't know what that is. But I'm going to tell you what I believe it is. What I believe is that's an opportunity to kind of make it look like, see, Black Americans, man, we don't need to be doing that, to kind of publicly slander us again. Now, it could be because Kubar is completely out of touch with everything we're doing. Kubar is completely out of touch with our community. He's completely out of touch with the way we've been moving. It could be all those things. It could be. Or it could just be simply another opportunity to not read the room. Now, I don't know if in Africa you've been over there, you know what I'm saying? They've been doing the African stuff. So you kind of unplugged with the streets here in the United States. But out here in America, man, Black Americans don't give a damn about none of that. Out here in America, Black Americans, we out here doing what we've always done, focusing on what we always focused on. And this don't mean a damn thing to us. All we doing is simply saying ABK, and then we be on our way. So yeah, I'm not on that at all. Don't believe it for 1 second. And I'm watching it thoroughly. But let me ask y'all a question. This is what I want to ask the family, y'all. When you start looking right now at the political atmosphere in the United States of America, do y'all see the significance of us virtually removing ourselves from the political world. You notice that when we moved ourselves out of the political world, now you're starting to see political attempts on people. Okay. Remember, fam, this didn't really go down until delineation, because we have been the political backbone of America. Without foundational Black Americans, nothing moves. So are y'all seeing now the effects of us saying we're out of the game? You see, when we remove ourselves and we take all of our muscle with us, look at the way these people are collapsing. Everybody's talking about Black Americans, right? Everybody's talking about how we built this country. But now do you see what happens when the builders sit things out? You see that, right? When the builders sit things out, the political climate in America is worse than it's been in 60 years. Think about it. The last time that the political atmosphere has been this bad was basically when we couldn't vote. And then we voted, things got good for them. Now we're saying we're only going to step to the table and only going to participate if it benefits us. And in the meantime, in between time, we will sit this whole damn thing out. Do you see the way that these people cannot function without us? Because the way I examine this is clear. I examine this that when Black Americans are not present, all of these people start going in disarray. Look at the political party. Look at the infighting. These folks ain't out there infighting because they want to. These people are out there infighting because they don't have another choice. They don't have a choice. You can't turn to Black Americans. They really right now, fam, want to turn to Black Americans so much and get us to save the day. This is why in every aspect, they're trying to recruit us, and we just keep saying, hell no. We keep saying, nope, ain't happening. As soon as Black Americans fall out, as soon as Black Americans sit it out, as soon as Black Americans say we're going to stand over here, now these people are out here making videos, inflammatory. We telling everybody what they're going to do. They're doing it a day later. You see how precise we've been the whole time? Trust me, fam. If you don't see the delineation affecting all of that, you got to check again. You got to check again, because we standing on our business and doing what we've been doing, man, that's been really lighting up the board. That's been lighting up the board. And they know, quite frankly, what we've always said, and we will continue to say, is that FBA makes everything move. Whether you want to admit it or not, FBA makes everything move. And the people like Charlie, who was running around here, being the one that was ultra disrespectful for what we were doing, ultra disrespectful for what we have created. You see now, he's out there in a bad, past tense situation. And we right now are moving forward in our future. Our future is going good. And they've been asking a lot of people, fam, and I want y'all to notice they don't really have an answer for what's going on. So they went there, and y'all notice how quiet the Democratic politicians have been? Think about this, right? You see predominantly liberals who are not politicians. They've been running their mouth talking crazy, celebrating, dancing in the street. You see the conservatives. They out there having candlelight vigils. But you ain't really seen the Democratic politicians. Where's Jasmine Crockett? Where's Jasmine Crockett right now, y'all? Y'all know why Jasmine Crockett ain't out there? Because she was running her mouth saying a lot of things that could be deemed as inflammatory. That's why we removed ourselves. I told everybody, don't just delineate from the Tethers, delineate from political parties as well. Anybody who puts their jacket on us, we're going to be subjected to whatever they come up with. So therefore, we've been watching them, and you don't see these people. Kamala gone. She ain't said nothing. She was running her mouth. Remember, this time last year, Kamala was calling Donald Trump a couple dictator names. She's quiet. She's laying low, right? Jasmine Crockett, just until last week, was saying all types of crazy things. Now she's laying low. But they finally did go get AOC. And I want y'all to see what AOC was saying. She's got that same deer in headlights look that all of the other folks had when they don't know where to go to next. Everybody is shook, and we're adding both political parties to it. Everybody that we were already talking about. So you got the dominant society in the Civil War. You got all of the brown folks being deported. All of the tethers are getting their tether protection cut off. And foundational Black Americans still ain't changed the damn thing. Watch this right here, family. AOC, I don't see that same dancing around the stage energy.
What has just transpired is tremendously disturbing. It is the latest evolution and instance of political violence in the United States, and it must end.
Congresswoman, what message do you have to your fellow lawmakers regarding the political environment? What message do you have to your fellow lawmakers regarding the political environment and the rhetoric that has been put out in the media?
You know, beyond rhetoric, we need to talk about action, and we need to talk about, yes, there
there are words, but most importantly, we are in a job of leadership. We are in a job of action. We are in a role and a position where the American people are looking to us to do something about this. And every single day, people are dying due to gun violence in America. And every single day, there are people in this building that continue to vote against doing anything. They vote against universal background checks. They continue to support legislation and also remove any way to block the mentally ill, to block extremists, to block people with histories and records of domestic violence from getting guns in their hands. So are we going to do something about this or not? We have a political assassination that happened at the same time as a school shooting.
Well, I don't think this is going to hold no weight. I don't think people really care. Yeah, absolutely. Blah, blah, blah. Ain't nobody hearing none of that. You talking that same talk. You saying the same stuff. Ain't nobody hearing none of that at all. No, I don't think that's going to do you good. I don't think anybody wants to hear what you're saying. I think everybody's going to sit there and listen to what she's saying, and it sounds like the same old Democratic babble. That's exactly what it sounds like. And since it sounds like the same Democratic babble, that goes to show you even further, family, that the Democrats ain't got a playbook right now. And neither do the Republicans. Neither one of them do. So the only thing they have working for themselves is exactly what we already said, is them crashing out in public. And that's exactly what that was, crashing out in public. And the fact that they crashing out in public, y'all, let me make this clear again. Let me put this with an extra emphasis on it. That right there is a defeated person from a defeated party, all right? That right there shows you that both sides of the fence are on the same team. Both sides of the fence are going at it, and both sides of the fence are watching this situation, and they're trying to say, what do we do next? They can't get us in it, fam. They can't get us on it. Yeah, absolutely. She's saying a whole lot of nothing, right? Whole lot of nothing. But there's been somebody else, fam, that was running around as well. Remember, y'all, we denounce all of the activities and all the situations that have been evolving and surrounding the Charlie Kirk situation. Black Americans have nothing to do with that. I'm making this clear, okay? Black Americans don't care. We have nothing to do with it, and we standing way over there. That's what it is. You ain't got to like it, but that's just what it is. Black Americans have no involvement in any of that, because anytime we get involved in situations, those same situations, they give us these fake spokespeople. Y'all remember just a few days ago when people was trying to prop up Amanda Seales like she was our representative? Remember that? Well, let me tell y'all something. Amanda Seales responded to what went on with Charlie Kirk. And in this, Amanda Seales ended up bringing up reparations. I'm not lying. I'm about to hit y'all with this. Trust me. Amanda Seales brought up the Charlie Kirk situation, and she was saying, well, I don't care. And life comes at you fast. If he was fighting for reparations, then maybe I would be involved. That's why she's not a spokesperson for us. That's why Tethers don't speak for FBA. And that's why we have denounced everybody who's not a part of the lineage. Y'all, watch this. Watch her. And what does our reparations have to do with anything? Don't speak our reparations in the same tone as Charlie Kirk or any party. Watch this.
First of all, Charlie Kirk don't believe in empathy. He said it's a bad thing. He said it's some new age made up. He also said people got to be sacrificed in order to protect guns. If he was saying that while fighting for reparations, I may have a little bit of empathy.
No. We ain't doing none of that. That ain't got nothing to do with reparations. Don't even speak reparations. Fam, this is why you don't let nobody be a spokesperson for you. She played spokesperson for foundational Black Americans, and now she's somehow bringing up reparations. I don't want reparations brought up and nothing to do with this situation. We ain't involved in this situation. So my reparations damn sure ain't brought up in it. Keep my reparations out of your mouth, especially when you're talking about all of this political warfare going on. When you talking political warfare, don't bring up no reparations. Don't bring that stuff up. This is exactly what we be talking about with these tethers, y'all.
First of all, Charlie Kirk don't believe in empathy. He said it's a bad thing. He said it's some new age made up. He also said people got to be sacrificed in order to protect guns. If he was saying that while fighting for reparations, I may have a little bit of empathy. But this white on white violence, he died? Damn, B. Life comes at you fast. First of all, Charlie Kirk don't believe it.
No. Hell no. That ain't got nothing to do with us. And you ain't speaking on reparations. So you stay over there and we gonna be good right here. We good where we at, right? We good where we at, family? You damn right we good where we at. We stronger than ever? You damn right we stronger than ever. She don't speak for us? Hell no, she don't speak for us, and none of these people do. But I want y'all to notice the way we've been framing it on this broadcast, okay? Think about it, y'all. You have a lot of factors at play. First off, we predicted this was going to happen on Tuesday. Easy. But also, let's look at everything that went on. Charlie Kirk was a vile, supremacist, hater, simp. And all the talk that he was talking about Black America was not the focus that he should have been focusing on. And Mr. Mayo on the rooftop took him out. That's his problem, they problem, went out bad. And this is what happens when fatigue goes bad. And this is what happens when everybody's focused on us. And that ended up making all the people run to the internet and start talking about liberal conservative. Liberal conservative right now, that stuff is so far removed from FBA because these people are at a full battle. And that battle has always commenced. But like I said, it's Mafia style right now. So you're going to continue to see this type of energy in the political world because these people don't know how to calm it down. These people don't know how to fall back. The only thing that the dominant society understands how to do is continue to fight and to fight and to fight, especially when you involve politics in the whole situation. So these people are scrapping. They had arms. They going back and forth and back. And FBA over here watching it. Then the Tethers are out here trying to find a mommy and daddy that they're going to go with in the terms of the divorce. Tethers are telling you they're scared. I showed y'all. The Tether was like, I'm scared. The other one was crying, oh, Charlie. And then you seen Acho out here talking about he heartbroken. Look at the energy with everybody. Energy is real, y'all. And we're very energetic people. Look at the energy that Black Americans have, which is very calm and regular fashion. We the same energy we had before that we got after. Nobody's got that right now. They ain't got that energy, fam. Their energy right now is scattered all over the damn place. Their energy right now is we don't know what tomorrow holds because things got real. See, the days of running your mouth and there not being consequences and repercussions are done for. And here's the crazy thing about it. The consequences and the repercussions are coming from the same community that you always turn a blind eye to, your community. You've been the one out here as the main culprit. You've been the one out here producing injustices, knocking people off unjustly. That's been y'all the whole time. So what we have done, family, is essentially we have destroyed the projections of the dominant society. The dominant society can no longer project on the Black Americans. The dominant society can no longer deflect onto Black Americans. Because anytime they do, all we got to do is point. You go ahead and you pull up Charlie Kirk video, and that'll answer all the questions about W on W crime. Can't run that game on us. So essentially, as we have gotten rid of all of the false terms like Africans, Americans, and the people of color, and the Blacks and Browns, essentially, as we've gotten rid of all of those, we've also got rid of all the race frauds. We've also got rid of all the fake shock jock simps that have been running around here talking reckless until they got their own karma. Not only ABK, but they've also been getting Mayo karma, okay? And Miracle Whip karma. And neither one of those has anything to do with us over here. So you see the way that we are? You see the difference between them and us? We good over here. Good over here. And they got a whole crime story, fam. They right now looking like true crime, documentary series. And they're trying to elevate people, and that's where the next one's going to go. They're going to be trying to make it look like, oh, martyrs this and martyrs that. The liberals ain't going to allow that to happen. No, because the liberals are trashing old boy name. Old boy name is dirt right now. His name is trash. And the conservatives are over there trying to make it look like this. So there's a culture clash that's going on in the dominant society that people really haven't seen since the 1960s. That's why I said it was going to be a Kent State situation, happened right there at a university. So if you're dealing with another Kent State situation and you're looking at all this crime going on within their community, what's next? And family, wait until everybody finds out who was really behind it. See, right now, we're just talking about the crime that occurred. Right now, we're talking about how everybody's looking and saying, damn, homie, you was the man, homie. We see what happened to you, and it ain't good. So now you're watching all of that occur, but wait until the person comes out and they say, hey, this individual did it. This was their background. What do you think is going to be the next step after that, y'all? What do you think is going to be the next step? You're going to see part 2 of this thing getting inflamed, because let it be somebody who's got liberal point of views. Let it be somebody who don't like Trump. Oh, man. So basically what I'm trying to tell you is that their civil war is escalating. The W on W crime, escalating. And when you see people on rooftops like that, he escalated straight to the top. And family, one of the things that people are looking at very funny and very strange is the fact that as that went down and that occurred, they still ain't really gave no answers on the situation. So if we find out what really went down, what's really going to happen? This was footage from the other day. And family, let me tell you something. You're going to see a bunch of strange things. And a lot of people, quite frankly, are looking at this as a possible hit. Watch this.
Somebody's on the roof. On the roof. Look.
So there's somebody on the roof out there?
Laying down.
He just ran from over with the finger. From over there, ran in. Now he's right there.
Right there.
Shoot me! Shoot me!
Was that
you? We don't know if it's him or not.
Did y'all see that right there? The old dude, everybody thought it was the old dude at first. Everybody thought it was old dude. He's like, shoot me! What was that about? What was that? That was real funny style. Dude starts popping up, kind of like a diversion, right? He's out there basically saying it was him, it was him, it was him. And this was the person that they first arrested. And everybody was looking like, hold on, is it him? Who is it? Who did it? Which one is it? Which one is it? A lot of diversions and twists and turning. A lot of that going on. Yeah, flags, crazy. Dude on roof. The strange old guy that people thought was the person for about an hour. I see you in the chat. You say Patsy. Yeah. Family, I believe that this situation is far greater than a lot of people expected. I'm thinking that this civil war that they got going on is far greater than people expected. Who's this old guy?
Shoot me! Shoot me!
Was that you?
We don't know if it's him or not.
Freeze. And then the police say something like, we don't know if it's him or not. I've never seen the police arresting somebody and then they do a little press conference in the middle. They arrested dude and still found time to be like, oh, we don't know yet. We'll see. Why are the police even talking? Why are the police even saying anything? The police shouldn't be saying a word, y'all. The police should just be moving on and letting it go. But this cop stops and says, we don't know yet. Really?
Somebody's shooting over here. Hell of people running. There he is right there. That guy. He's the guy.
Yeah. I got the description you were looking for on the difference of the mail. You ready for that? And I'll give you the description on the mail is all in black, long pants, black bag, aviator style sunglasses with a long gun. Information was given at 13:26.
I understand there are a lot of questions about motive. This morning I can tell you that we have recovered what we believe is the weapon that was used in yesterday's shooting. It is a high-powered bolt-action rifle.
Suspect blended in well with a college institution. That individual appears to be of college age.
Investigators have also collected footwear impression, a palm print, and forearm imprints for analysis. Now, I understand there are a lot of questions.
The FBI released the image of the suspect from Charlie Kirk's shooting yesterday, and in very unsurprising news, this is the picture. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to show you the picture. This is him. Who's surprised? Who's surprised?
A weapon has been found. We got some updates in the Charlie Kirk unaliving. And if you don't know about Charlie Kirk, the Charlie Kirk situation, political pundit, conservative activist Charlie Kirk lost his life while speaking at an event at the Utah Valley University. Now, he was just doing his segment called Prove Me Wrong, which is a part of his podcast. and he was hit by one single shot. That shot was made by someone 200 yards away from a building, and then they ran. That suspect is still at large. But here's something that's very interesting. They did find the weapon. Police have obtained the weapon. It was a Mauser bolt-action rifle. Apparently, the spent casing was still inside. It was caught inside the actual weapon, so it didn't get spat out. The other thing is they found it wrapped in a towel in a wooded area a little ways from the actual scene.
Okay, family, watch what this guy's about to say. This is something the news isn't talking about, but word on the street is that there were certain things written on this weapon. Watch what the guy's about to say.
Of the crime. The other piece that's also interesting is that the ammo was also engraved with transgender and anti-fascist ideology, which is also very interesting. And of the crime. The other piece that's also interesting is that the ammo was also engraved with transgender and anti-fascist ideology, which is also very interesting. And of course, I know everyone's going to be leaning towards speculations, towards who, what, etc. And I say, let's wait for police to give us more information. But still, this is some crazy, crazy stuff. This person, this assailant is still on the run. And hopefully they get this person soon. I got some theory.
Development from the FBI about the Charlie Kirk shooter. For one, investigators found what they believed the rifle that was used, and that was a high-powered bolt-action rifle. It was located in a wooded area where the suspect was believed to have fled. The guy seems to be college-aged, wearing dark clothing or tactical gear, and used stairwells to get to the rooftop before firing. Now, 2 people have so far been taken in for questioning, but then subsequently released. No verified connection to the shooting has been established. The suspect still remains at large. Law enforcement is canvassing the area, reviewing surveillance footage, and asking the public for any video or photo.
Yeah, family, way too funny style for me. Let me be honest with y'all. I don't believe none of that. I don't believe none of that because, let me tell you something I've seen. You ever notice that whenever it's a black person, all the information comes out immediately? Whenever it's a non-black person, particularly a W, then we don't know yet. You notice that, family? I don't believe any of that. I believe, quite frankly, that there's a civil war going on. Matter of fact, I know there's a civil war going on in the dominant society. And I also understand that the more information comes out, the more it's going to be clear that these folks got some problems. These folks got some issues. Their problem has never been Black America. It's on them. They don't want it to come out. The old guy that got arrested that most people thought was him, and then the police officer just says something, we don't know if it's him or not. That's strange. Then people spot the guy on the roof. Remember with the Trump situation? People spotted the guy on the roof. Remember that? All these roof people and nobody says anything. Oh, a guy on the roof. Okay, cool. And then the guy jumps off the building onto a building, runs away, drops his clothes. And then the police come out and say, we're not looking for any help. We'll get back to y'all later. Really though? Really though? But just last week, I'm saying, though, y'all was talking about that dude with that Ukrainian woman. And what did they say, y'all? They said, why didn't anybody on the train do anything to help the Ukrainian woman? So you wanted help when the person was black, but you don't want no help when the person is a W. You see the difference, y'all? They don't want help because they want to do the investigation so they can do all the covering up they want, so they can minimize and dilute it. When it was the black man, it's photo ops, it's camera, the video. How quick did the video come out with that Ukrainian situation? How quick did that come out? That came out real quick, didn't it? They started having pictures of the woman. They went back to her high school photos. This is her back in 2020. This is her at her first grade birthday party. This was her when she turned 16. They gave you a whole list, didn't they? But the same thing like with that Luigi dude. We don't know yet. Same thing with the guy with Trump. We don't know yet. And remember, with Trump, it was like 2-3 different times. How much did you hear about those suspects? Did you see any of their mugshots? You still really don't know much about those situations now, do you? And why don't you know much about those situations? Because the dominant society trying to get in front of that. Right now, the dominant society is trying to clean this up. All right. They trying to clean this up right now is because they understand they've been exposed. They have been exposed as nothing more than criminals in a crime syndicate called supremacy. And the whole world is watching it. They have been exposed as very hypocritical, very bigot-ridden, and also they've been exposed as people who, quite frankly, have been lying about their true self the whole damn time. And they don't like that. So the more that this comes out and the more people start to watch it, the more they try to cover things up, the more people are looking and saying, that's all on you. See, they don't like the fact that this is all on them right now. This is all on them. Everyone is seeing it because you can't right now talk about Chicago. Y'all notice who talking about Chicago right now? Who talking about Chicago? And by the way, was that guy, was he from Chicago or was he from Utah? Was that a Utah situation or was that a Chicago situation? I'm trying to figure that out because they told me that it was Chicago. Remember? Chicago. It's funny. Chicago ain't in the news right now. They ain't speaking about bringing all the people to Chirac. They better worry about Utah rack because that seems to be where everybody getting popped at, not where we are. So that is a clear indication of every single thing that these folks have been doing. And they know it. And people been out there putting in work to make my point even more clear and more valid, y'all. People been putting it out there, fam. The same way I tell everybody we're ultimate exposers. I call it regulators, all right? Because we're the real regulators who regulate everything. Let me tell you what regulation does. Regulation tightens up everything. Regulation makes everything clear. We've been regulating to the point where these individuals now are falling all the way back and looking and saying, damn, we can't run, we can't hide. We can't flip, we can't flop. We can't tangle, we can't twist. Every corner and every lie that they've ever told has been exposed. The dominant society can't run that no more. I'm telling you right now, we ain't sitting here going back and forth with nobody. All I'm doing is pointing and saying, that's your situation, not mine. Because when you look at this right here, family, talk about it. Let's speak about it. You're going to speak about it. Let's be about it. That's their community right there. That family, that's yo's communities. That's yo's people. And that right there is all within the last year. How you from a situation in the community, family, where you got the Donald Trump thing from last year, you got Charlie Kirk from this week, and everything in between, but you out here talking about black people, you've been disqualified because you ain't qualified. How about that one? How about there's nothing that they can say and nothing they can do because it's all going to highlight back to them. It's all going to go back to them. Everything that they've ever said is all going to be spotlighted on the fact that they have a very serious crime problem. And it ain't just the crime problem that they've been inflicting on everybody else. It's also the crime problem that they have within their own community, with their own people. Y'all got some serious issues that y'all need to get in order. And see, when you start talking like this and you start telling them like this, then they can't run no more. So FBA certified, they can thank us again because we're the ones who cleaned all of this up. We're the ones who brought all this to life. We're the ones who let it be known. You got to deal with exactly what you've been doing. Dirt in them streets is going to be taken care of, and what's done in the dark comes to light. So all that hiding that they've been doing about their criminalities, ain't no way in hell that they're going to be able to do this because they're going to fail. That's the difference, y'all. So we've been down this line. We've been down this lane. We done broke it all the way. FBA always wins and FBA is always correct. Nobody can see us at this point in time, y'all. Nobody can. We're predicting things, okay? We've been predicting things that it used to take a year. Then that year turned into 6 months. Now it's turning into 2 days, all right? This shows you how you move when you're thorough. This shows you how things get done when you certify. This shows you that when you win, you win. When you on it, you on it. And all of these people now are falling back. Charlie Kirk is a prime example of get your priorities straight. Charlie Kirk is a prime example of watch your mouth. Charlie Kirk is a prime example of whatever you say about black folks, you better worry about Mr. Mayo Man on that rooftop because he was your problem. And now you know it. Family, it's been a good one. You know, we had to do a pop-up. We're going to bring it back tomorrow. You already know. But I wanted to tap in with the fam. Why this was fresh since, I predicted the thing. And y'all was in the chat throwing out them alley-oops and we were slam dunking them. But I wanted to bring this up to let everybody know that FBA is in full control. This world don't move without us. Once we remove ourselves from everything, now they feel what it's like to not have the builders. Now they feel what it's like to not have the people who created it. Now they feel what it's like to not have FBA muscle. I told y'all, everybody want FBA muscle, but they ain't strong enough. Everybody want FBA style, but they ain't smooth enough. And the dominant society, W fatigue, Mayo on Mayo, all of that, they're going to have fun with it. They're going to crash out with it, and we're going to be popping popcorn because every single time we said something, it goes down. And it don't take a rocket scientist. All it takes is a certified brother and sister to see through the BS. And that's what we've been doing. So all my certified regulators, y'all continue to regulate. You continue to watch these people take each other out. You continue to watch these people crash out. You continue to watch these people have all them tears, but we ain't got no fears, because certified Black society, we always gonna be right here holding it down. I appreciate the love and the respect, y'all. You already know I will see y'all tomorrow for FBA Friday. It's been a lovely, lovely, lovely broadcast. Them pop-up episodes just hit different. But let me make this clear, fam. When you rock it with Mr. Certified, and I got all my certified brothers and sisters in here, there ain't nothing but victories, and we win it. Certified salute to y'all. Stay good. See y'all tomorrow at 7 p.m. Let's go to work then. But until then, y'all, stay good and just know, they problems ain't our problems, because we ain't got no problems. That part. Free Huey.
Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.